All right. All right, all right, all right. Hey everyone, how are you? Hope you're all doing fine. And trying to get everything ready here, making sure everything is sounding appropriate. Um, Working on the audio as well. Okay, I think the audio was a little bit high. In any case, I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. Those who are watching this right now on YouTube, thank you very much for your support and thank you for being here with me. I want to say, Mitchell, Lawrence, how you doing, Mitchell? Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Thank you for coming to spend some time with me. An hour or two that we'll be here, covering some of the events of this year. Let me know if the audio is good. Okay, good. So I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for those who are watching at the moment, but also to those who will be watching and in the future. Definitely this year has been amazing. 2022. I haven't done many live videos. I've been, of course, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of things that have changed in my life and they continue to evolve. And I've been trying to concentrate on those aspects of my life, you know, and things like that. And definitely the holidays has been amazing as always. I've been a bit sick. One of the reasons why we haven't, I was planning to do more videos this holiday season, but I got sick. There was a good friend of mine who was my spiritual mentor, my spiritual father. He passed away after Thanksgiving, and definitely was a shock for me. So to be honest with you, I'm still trying to recover a little emotionally out of it. And then of course on that I got sick. I've been dealing with sickness for like 2 weeks now. I was out for a little bit. My wife has been longer sick. We went to this trip, you know, where there was a lot of people. I don't know if we got flu, whatever, but we got sick. So I couldn't make some of the videos that I was planning to make. But in any case, we're here and I want to talk about a lot of those things in this video. I want to converse a little bit on what is happening in my life, and but also want to talk about this year, because 2022 has been an amazing year in so many fronts. I know that a lot of you who are watching this, you know, probably have stories to tell. You know, we have stories to tell in reference to what's happening in the world, you know, with everything around us. But also there's so much to talk about in reference to, you know, collectibles, comics, entertainment. So I want to kind of dive in because, as you know, I didn't get the chance this year to really share a lot of my opinions in reference to a lot of things. So I want to kind of dive into some of that and really share with you what I consider were the best of the year. I want to talk about where my favorite movies of 2022. I want to talk about my favorite TV shows of 2022. Also my favorite games of the year, the games that I had the chance to play this year. And also collectibles. I want to talk about the toys, and I want to talk about all those things, the things that I consider, my opinion in reference to some of these companies and what they're doing this year. So I want to cover all that. Also, we're gonna pay our homage and respect for the people who passed away. You know, we had a lot of losses this year, tremendous. There were great events in the world. Some of them definitely not, I would say, great, but situations are happening, like the world in Ukraine, the upheavals, political upheavals and economical upheaval around the world. There's so much to talk about. The takeover of Twitter by Musk, which is an interesting subject to talk about. But, you know, of course, the World Cup. Argentina won this World Cup, which was an amazing feat. It was an interesting World Cup as well. So there's so much to talk about, and I want to cover as much as I can. But I want to welcome all of you. As again, you know, this is a conversation, so I express my opinion, but also like to hear your opinion. So whatever you want to share, you share with me. As usual, I always do after the video is uploaded, all that. I have the timestamps for those who don't get the chance to watch the video. You want to come back later in the future, you want to watch the video, then of course that's an easy guide for, you know, to go through the different subjects that we cover. It's a way to help everyone out. But I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. And again, Mitchell, thank you for stopping by. And whoever watches this now, whoever comes in the future. Do not forget to leave a like. Don't forget to comment. That really helps this channel, at least the visibility of the channel. So help me out on that. All right, my friend. So first we get into the stuff, I want to talk about, like, of course, you know, if you follow me closely on social media, I ask you, please follow me, particularly on Instagram. I do spend a lot of time on Instagram, or at least I post a lot of things on Instagram on a daily basis. I try to be as daily as possible. So it's a place where you can actually have conversations with me, and I talk about a lot of stuff. I share a lot of the stuff that I gather. I don't get the chance to share everything because, believe me, this year has been amazing. I've been so blessed this year. But there's a lot of things that I share there. You know, collectibles, toys, the new things that I'm getting, the stuff that I'm adding to the collections, my different collections, because I have multiple collections of all sort of things, whether it's books, whether it's toys, whether it's statues, whether it's die-cast stuff. So I share all of that there as much as possible. So you can come and follow me there. And definitely it's easier for me to communicate there than it is also on YouTube because of the type of the, you know, the format. It's easier just to post a photo rather than that post a video. But I want to share with you some of the stuff that I, you know, end of the year stuff, some of the stuff that came at the door at the end of the year, which I'm excited. I got a lot of stuff at the end of the year. But one of the most exciting things for me this year, at least the end of the year, came a few days ago, or 2-3 days ago, came in the mail. I was surprised. Is this Mundo, the exclusive, in this case, He-Man, Master Universe, of course, with all the different, it just came. I'm excited for it. I think it was supposedly coming later next year, but it came earlier, so I'm excited for it. They already have She-Ra out there. I don't have She-Ra. I didn't pre-order She-Ra. I didn't pre-order Battle Cat, although, because I want to get the Twitter hit He-Man and Battle Cat, and that's going to be a 1/6 scale statue, and definitely space is a premium for me, so I don't know if I wanted to get that, so I didn't pre-order that. I think it was pricey as well, $500 for the Battle Cat. Perhaps in the future, maybe they come out with normally they have a regular version at some point, so I'll get that perhaps with less extras, you know, or maybe I can get one in the aftermarket. Who knows? In any case, this is how it comes. For those who haven't watched it, I don't know if I'm gonna have the opportunity to review it soon in the channel, but when I get a chance, I'll do it. Comes like this, has this little magnet thing right there, and here you can see He-Man in all his glory. Well, it's all gold cover. It has the different portraits. It has the classic portrait, the calm portrait, the more angry portrait, has the different hands. You can see the different symbols for his chest, the swords. So there's 2 different swords, and then of course in the back I can see his different things that you can do. So 1/6 scale, very happy with this one. Full design in the box, and of course you have this design right there. It says Mundo. Interesting. Definitely Mondo's been doing amazing this year. There's a lot of stuff that Mondo is ready to tackle, so definitely this was a great addition. It just came 2 days ago. I just got the chance actually to open it this morning, to want to look at it. Also, another thing that came this year, I have so many books. It's unreal. And I know I'll always say every year I'm gonna review more books, but for some reason I don't get the opportunity. But one of the books that I was excited to grab this year to receive was the Savage Dragon. This just came a few days ago as well. I ordered as soon as, you know, I ordered it prior to everything, but for some reason the order didn't went out until later. Love this one. I remember around 10 years ago or something like that, there was an announcement that they will do like a hardcover collection of the dragon. The Savage Dragon is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love Eric Larson's work from the 90s. I love his work. And the announcement was that they would have that, and for some reason they would keep pushing the dates. And I remember that I reached out to Eric Larson on social media, on Facebook, and he replied and all that. I talked to him and asked him, hey, when this is going to happen? He said that was just I don't know, a mistake. I think the plans were there, but for some reason they didn't do it. They didn't give more information. So I was disappointed because I really want to have the collection in hardcover instead of the soft covers. And finally, after so long, this is a fantastic book. I love the way they did it. It's you know, there's a lot of they have done some recoloring, some remastering, and that, which is good. I have both, so I can compare the classic with this one. And you know, some of the colors are there. Some of the older stuff was better, but you know, they try to match it up, and they're using technically the archives, which is the black and white version of this collection because there's so many different issues here that all together. They're using the archives in order for reference, but I love it. Definitely this, and this comes with a lot of extras. Fantastic book. I love this one. This was to me one of my surprises. Definitely my favorite book of the year, and it came out at the end of the year. This is what I was expecting the most, and I have so many books that I was anticipating highly, and but this was the one. But this year was fantastic. Book-wise, you know, I think there were so many things that happened this year. Talking about the comics of the Complete Cyber Force, this I already talked about it before, and since that I share it. Unfortunately, this is not a deluxe version. It has just the regular version, so it's no full size, which is a shame. But I'm glad that actually we're getting to see more image stuff that being reprinted or printed in new formats. So this is one that definitely I was excited to look at. You know, Mark Silvestri, I love Mark Silvestri work. Also, we got the Gen 13, you know, in this case, Scott Campbell. This is missing some issues, but it's another book that I was excited to have because I love Gen 13 since the 90s. I definitely, it's cool. Of course, when you read it, definitely it reads like the 90s stuff. Not a serious tone, all that, but fantastic. This is definitely, for me, my introduction to J. Scott Campbell work. And as I mentioned many times before, I love it. Of course, missing some of the stuff here. But at least DC is bringing back Gen 13. Hopefully they can bring more of the stuff back, because a lot of the stuff that they have that was part of Wildstorm that ultimately was sold, in this case Jim Lee sold to DC, all that stuff is kind of in limbo, a lot of the stuff. So hopefully they can get to bring a lot of that stuff. So this were, to me, I would say my favorite books of the year. Now, if people ask me right now, what are my top 10 books of 2022? To be honest with you, I cannot give you a list because there's so many books. This year was fantastic for comic book readers. There were so many reprints. A lot of stuff that was like that needed to be done was finally done. Like, for example, I have there the Hulk, the Peter David collection, the 4 volumes. You know, they reprinted the first volume, I think. They got second volume since last year. They've been getting all the volumes, and finally they finalized with 4th volume. They could come out with a 5th volume, but in any case, its collection is good. You know, we have the reprint of the first volume of the Wolverine Omnibus, and then we got the 2nd volume, and there's a 3rd volume that was supposed to come out during these days, but actually is pushed for next month, and that's the 3rd volume of the Wolverine. Amazing. So there's so many books. Like, Marvel killed it. This year was amazing for Marvel, for omnibus collectors. There were so many hitters. You know, you have Black Panther by Priest that came out, the 1st volume. If you love Miracle Man, love Miracle Man. I will say, to me, always Miracle Man. Some people talk greatly about the book, and to be honest, to me, it's always been overhyped. It's it's a very hardcore book in the sense of the themes and definitely the subject and the reading part, particularly on the 2nd part of the book. But Miracle Man, it's you know, it's a classic, you know, by Alan Moore, and definitely that came out. The Omnibus came out, which a lot of people were excited for. You know, there's so many things that came out, you know, like Excalibur, Volume 2, if I'm not mistaken, came out this year. The New Warriors, Volume 2 came out this year. What else? You know, we have Ultimate Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken, this year, which is amazing. There's a 2nd volume that is coming very soon. I'm trying to think, man. There were so many collections, so many books that came out, also reprints. Like, I think Usagi Yojimbo, the reprint, I don't know if it came out last year or this year, but I think it came out. They have done it a couple times with Fantagraphics, reprinted that. You know, we have the Akira, a lot of the stuff, of course, that was done by Danza. All of that stuff, they reprinted a lot of collections that have been sold out. It was amazing, you know, and Marvel got so many books. The early years of Black Panther, love that book. It's one of my favorite Marvel books. I think my most anticipated Marvel omnibus of the year. That I love very, very much. A lot of reprints have been happening this year also, again, with like the Fantastic Four by John Byrne that was reprinted. For those who were missing out, we have the Thunderbolts, I think Volume 2 again. You know, it's so many books, you know, and on the DC side, you got The Question, for example, fantastic omnibus. I think it's a must. There's other books that DC didn't keep up at the same rhythm of Marvel, but they were producing stuff. And a great thing about DC also is that they were re-releasing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th edition of the same book. So there's, even though sometimes the book, the companies don't have a stock, then a few weeks down the road, then they get more stock, and the next month they get more stock. So that's amazing. I think DC's been doing amazing with reproducing this book. So there's no lack of it. So you can find them They're readily available, which is good, and I think they're doing a better job on that end, although they haven't released as many books and many collections as Marvel have done. But you also have, I would say, Image Comics has been doing a lot of re-releases with a lot of the collections that have been sold out. I think they're getting on speed with that, and hopefully they can do it. IDW also did some collections. They continue with certain collections, like with the Transformers, with the G.I. Joe. There were a lot of those things there. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with IDW. Also, they got the Compendium. Although it wasn't crazy, I didn't get it. I'm probably gonna get it. I wasn't happy that it doesn't have all the same stuff as, for example, we had with the what was it, the other collection, the previous collection, that was done in different volumes, which is a shame that they didn't have the same content, the same annotations, and all of that. But it's how they sometimes handle certain things. But they out there, if you are a comic book reader right now, there's so much that there's no shortage of opportunities for you to really look at what the books out there. So to me, that's what really made this year fascinating. I was fascinated by the year. I was fascinated by the amount of releases, and keep up every month. I think one of my favorite channels this year has been, just to keep up with information with the books, has been a Near Mint Condition. Omar, my friend Omar has been amazing, keeping up with information. Of course, he gets direct information directly from Marvel and some other publishers, so he's getting a lot of stuff. I think this year has been fantastic for books for some companies. I get a lot of my stuff from in-stock trades. I get from cheap graphic novels, but organic price books has been one my I think has become my top place to go. I love what they're doing, organic price books. Definitely, I have gotten a lot of my books from them. Although they don't have the same volume. In-stock trades is still my second place to go. Cheap graphic novels will be the third place, and then the rest will be like Amazon or some other, directly Barnes and Nobles and things like that. But definitely, it's an amazing. Also, in this case, the graphic, the virtual, digital comics. I'm still a big fan of digital comics. This year, I purchased so many of them. It's my way to go to read. I love this one. This is my new tablet. Actually, I changed my new tablet for the most recent tablet. So I love this. I love to read comics online. The only problem that I have this year has been, of course, Comixology. They changed the way they do the format. They changed some of those apps closed down, which is a shame. The IDW app, I don't like it anymore. But I'm still, reading the Marvel app primarily, and definitely the Kindle app, which I read most of everything else I have, which I have thousands and thousands of books, and still, I go through the sales. I still get the stuff. It's easier for me to do that. The reason why I support digital is because it's, I don't have the space of all the space in the world. I don't want to have all the books in the world, but I want to read the material. And when I read the material, if to me is valuable enough, if I feel that it deserves to be in my collection, then I get the collection. I get the books, because I want to have the physical thing. But I'm primarily a digital reader. I love to do digital, and definitely that was a change, because it took me years to jump from physical to digital. But it's easier for me. I love the format. When I travel, it's easier to carry this than carrying books. Go to work, go to my office, take my lunch break, all that. I definitely have an opportunity to read this. It's easier to carry. When I lay down in bed after a long day to fall asleep, it's easier to read this way. I prefer that way, and I've become more accustomed to it over the years. And I mentioned it many times before. I know some people are different, but I enjoy it. And if I really love the collection, really love the book, then I get the omnibus, or I get the deluxe version or whatever physically, just to collect. And I read them too as well, for good reference. But I love digital, and I think that's who I am. That's why I support, and I'm still a big supporter. So this year I definitely got a lot of stuff from Marvel, again, for DC. You name it. A lot of the companies, there's so many collections out there. There are really amazing companies are doing amazing stuff with this comic stories. When people say the stories have died out, maybe a genre has died out, but there's so many. Even with Dark Horse Comics, I've been reading stuff like Vox Machina. I love the stuff with Vox Machina. So definitely they have a lot of stuff to share, and definitely I've been enjoying the comics. But let me know in the comments if there's anything that you have enjoyed with comics this year. If there's any omnibus or any book that you were so happy to own, just let me know. Share with me in the comments so we can have a conversation. Oh wow, that is pretty good. All right. Trying to see. I think everybody's a little bit slow. Of course, you know, it was a little bit of been a little bit sick, of course. I have been out of the thing. All right, so let me go. I'll share with you my comics. You know, the comics that I definitely enjoy this year. While we do that, let's talk about some other things. Before we get into some of my favorite things of this year, I already talked about my comics. I want to talk about my favorite games of the year. Let's talk about that. Now, I did not get the chance to play a lot of games this year. Well, I play a lot of games, but I didn't play a lot of the modern games. I'm not the type of person that jumps into a new game right away. Not always. I wait a little bit until I can buy them. I prefer to buy the Game of the Year editions, the complete editions, because they come with all the DLC, so I don't have to overpay for stuff that actually is going to come in one package. So I wait for a lot of those things. So I think recently I shared my Black Friday sale, so I got a lot of games. Some of them I haven't even touched since then. But they're games that I personally really have a lot of fun this year with. And I will say, of the games that I really have fun, there's technically the ones that I really enjoy this year so far. I'm going to say number 5 in my list. I'm going to make just five choices. I just got it on Black Friday. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I've been playing it, not as much as I should. I've been having fun with it. I definitely love. I think I will tell you this. I think still Call of Duty still has become the king of the first-person shooters out there. Of course, you know, I'm not a fan of Warzone and all that kind of thing, but I love the game, and I think, and I haven't even played the story campaign yet, but I've been straight to going to multiplayer. So far, the multiplayer has been fantastic, and I love this one. I still have a PS4, as I mentioned before. I'm not jumping into PS5 yet. Maybe next year, it depends. I would love to have when it goes down in price, and also I don't like the bulkiness of that machine. I want something more slim, and also in black. I don't like the white color. But in any case, so far so good. And the best part of it is that they haven't really schemed on this one. It's the same quality visually, even though of course the PS5 has, you know, ray tracing, all that kind of stuff, and still they didn't lack on content with that. Now, for example, I got Battlefield 2042, and Battlefield 2042, it's fun, you know. Still feel a little bit dead. And I've been playing it. I will tell you, more than Modern Warfare, because I'm more of a Battlefield fan. I'm still trying to get wrap my head around it. But this version of PS4 is lackluster of the PS5. It's like the poor man's version, you know, less content, less graphic fidelity. It just feels like it's a total step down. Like, and that's something that normally they have done, DICE and EA, every time they switch. Every time you get a Battlefield in the middle of a switch. They did that with the Battlefield 4 the same way when they switched between the PS3 and the PS4. So you don't get full camp, like you only get 64 players instead of the 132 players, which is a shame. And that's about it, you know. And I don't know, it feels like a potato, you know, images. Like the images are worse than Battlefield 5, and I love Battlefield 5, you know, imagery. But hey, you know, I've been playing it. I'm still working on it, you know. But I think this year for me, the one that takes the cake, at least over the time that I've been playing, it's only a month since I got it. I think I'm gonna say this one has been for me the best game of at least the number 5th in my list. Now, I will tell you my number 4th game, which I'm excited to have. Well, this is Persona 5 Ultimax. Now, this is the PS3 version, just for reference, because I have this, the digital version that came out on the PS4. I love this game so much when it came out. I got that also on the Xbox 360. Fantastic game. I will tell you, I love that it came back, or at least they put it back, and I've been playing it. I think it's a fantastic game. For those who are familiar with Persona 4, Persona, they might know the characters, but if you're familiar with fighting games, you're not, this is a great game. Definitely on the same vein of Blaze Blue. Is published by Atlas, but of course produced by Arc System Works, which, you know, Arc System Works is a fantastic company. But this is Atlas. This is what it was. This was for the PS3 version. I think it's another publisher that is doing that for the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. I love this game. So I'm glad that they actually bringing this game back. So I've been enjoying that game for sure. Now, other game that I personally enjoyed this year a lot and I've been playing more is the and the third on my list will be the Capcom Fighting Collection. This game I did play a little bit of live stream on my gaming channel. Love this one. I love the games. I love the collection. Of course, all the Darkstalker stuff. You got Red Earth, the first time that we get Red Earth. They got Jet Fighters, Cyberbots, all of that, which is good. But I think the main thing here, of course, is to have the Darkstalkers collection. Fantastic game. Love what they did here on this one. Definitely love it. Really, really cool. So I'm really enjoying this one right here. So kudos to them for doing that. Now, hey Mitchell, how you doing? Says a belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you, Mitchell. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate it. All right, so, but in any case, my other game, or the game that I personally has been, and unfortunately, this one, number 2, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. The Cowabunga Collection has been for me a game that I really love. I feel, you know, I'm a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Of course, I'm kind of sharing some games that have been in the past. They're old games, but now they're making a comeback on new consoles. It's all over the place. I love this game. The only thing I dislike is the online multiplayer. It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. I have never been able to grab a game with nobody. But I'm playing on the PS4, but it's just terrible. And they just did an update. I just recently saw the update, and it's supposedly to improve the quality of the multiplayer. Still, I wasn't able to get a game, or nobody was playing, perhaps. It was bad. But the amount of content that is there, it's awesome. You know, so to me, this is better than have the arcade 1-up. You know, the arcade 1-up convenient is you want something to decorate. That's it. But if you want to play the games and get the whole collection and all the extras and all the stuff that comes in this content, it's amazing. I think Konami did an amazing job with this one. I really like this game. I'm telling you, I love what they have done with this game. Loving it very much for sure. So this has been. Now, if there's a game, no worries, man. Thank you, Mitchell. Now, if there's another game that I personally has been my #1 game of the year, let me show it to you. If there's a game that I personally gonna put as the #1 in my, let me show you here. The #1 game for me this year has been Shredder's Revenge. I don't have the physical copy of it because as soon as he went out, I got the digital copy on my PS4, so I don't have that one. I definitely gonna have to get the physical copy. I want to get a physical copy of it. But Shredder's Revenge, man, I'm telling you, this has been a fantastic game. Let me show you. This game to me has been amazing. Of course, it's available PS4, Xbox, Steam. This is a fantastic game. I have enjoyed it very much. Love the design, love the colors. They have done a fantastic job. The company, Dotemu, has done a fantastic job in bringing the quality of this game to life. It's just awesome. And if you're, I'm telling you, this is my favorite game of the year. The game that I play, you know, the #1, I think that I have fun. The multiplayer is awesome. You know, you can get games all the time. The content that is available for the game is amazing. You know, it pays so much to the whole history of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, also to the toy lines and stuff, and the cartoons, even the most recent NECA toy line. So it's just really good. I've done a fantastic job. And I will tell you, it surpasses in quality to the Cowabunga Collection. Of course, the Cowabunga Collection collects the classic games, but where it falters is on the multiplayer aspect. This is something that this game does not falter. This is the best part of the game. and I really enjoy it. This year, I think fantastic for me. You know, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's been the year of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for sure. So this has been my number. I will say my number one game of the year. JP, best wishes to you and your family for 2023. Thank you, my friend. I love to know your thoughts on Prime 1 Showcase Part 2 with the AVP Alien vs. Predator, John Wick 4, The Boys, and Terminator 2 Judgment Day pieces they show. We'll talk about it in a moment. I gotta be honest with you, before I get to that part, I haven't even watched the Showcase 2. I didn't get the chance because I was so sick that weekend that I was just in bed. I went to bed. I was sick. That's how I received celebrated Christmas, in bed too. So I didn't get a chance to watch it. Up to this day, I haven't watched it. Do I want to watch it? Yeah, perhaps I do. And I know I saw some hints here and there. Perhaps we do this. Perhaps I get the chance to watch it with you, and for me to watch it together in a live stream, watch the recording, and we can discuss it. But I have some thoughts in reference to everything that Prime 1 has done this year. So I want to talk about it when we get to that part in a moment. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I saw some parts of it, but I haven't watched everything. So I haven't really developed a whole concept of the second part. But we'll get to it. I'll probably watch it, and we can watch it live. Or I can just actually watch a recording and do it live with you, and maybe watch it for the first time, because I was definitely sick. I couldn't just do anything. Now, some games that I really want to play this game. That I really want to, great games this year that that came out. I haven't had the chance. For example, DNF Duel. For those who, there are a couple of games that I really want to talk about that I didn't get the chance. For example, DNF Duel, fighting games. I'm a big fighting game aficionado, so to me that's something that I enjoy very much. So this is a game that it's a 50% off at Steam. I might just grab it. But here you can see DNF Duel. I haven't really had the chance to play this game, but fighting games, I heard a lot of good things about it. Some people have complained about some of the lack of content on it, but to me, you know, it's a fighting game. Love fighting games, so that's one that I really want to check out this year. It's one game that I heard a lot of great things of it. Another game that, for example, I haven't had the chance to play this year and I want to play, King of Fighters 15. I'm a big fan of King of Fighters SNK, Neo Geo, but this is the only one so far that I haven't played. It's like, I don't know, I've been playing I have all the SNK games, all the King of Fighters in different versions and different formats. I haven't really got the chance to play this game. And of course, you know, I got to get the chance. Once I get it, I want to play it. It's another game that another 50% off, which is not bad. Maybe I'll just jump on those two. So that's another game that I really want to play. Now, games that I really want to do that I haven't had the chance, and definitely is because I think I'm gonna wait until I get a PS5. Horizon Forbidden West. That is one game that definitely want to get. This definitely is a game. I love the first Horizon Zero Dawn, but I think Forbidden West, of course, I get great reviews. I really want to play this game. That's one that I haven't really got the chance. We talk about another game that came out this year, which I will tell you one thing. I've never been like a super big fan of Bayonetta, but Bayonetta 3, that's another game that came out. Well, it's not there. I think it came out already. Let me see. It came out. I think I heard it came out. Oh, Bayonetta 3 is on the Nintendo Switch. That sucks. Yeah, it came out for the Nintendo Switch. So it was released recently, which I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so I need to get one. But I don't know if it's gonna come out on the PS4. I would like to try it. There's other games that came out on the Switch that, you know, another game that to me that was you know, of course, God of War Ragnarok. Definitely the last God of War was fantastic. So that's another one that I definitely want to try out. This, you know, didn't get the chance. Another game people talk a lot this year that I didn't get the chance and I want to try out, Elden Ring. I have a lot of friends that they love Elden Ring. They love this game. To be honest with you, to me, it's hard because because in the sense that these games that require too many hours, RPGs that require so much effort, to me, as like, I mean, I get lost. I get lost with those type of games. Also, but you know, I really want to try that because, you know, I do like The Witcher, for example. I've been kind of investing time right now. That what I've been doing recently, the time that I haven't been doing videos, is going back to do games that I haven't played or haven't finished. So I'm going back into finishing missions, trying to do all that, trying to bring, you know, to close some of those chapters that I didn't close in some of the games. So I think I've been having fun doing that kind of stuff. So maybe once I finish some of those, I can get into Elden Ring. Another game that I definitely want to try out that people have talked about is Marvel Midnight Suns, that came out only for the PS5, if I'm not mistaken. I heard a lot of good things about it, or, you know, people are talking about it. You know, anything that is Marvel, I'm gonna have to try. So we'll see. It's cool. I think the concept is cool. So we'll see how it is. So there you go, Marvel Midnight Suns Legendary Edition. So they have different editions. So I'm definitely gonna try this one and see how that goes. But I have heard some good things about it. So, but yeah, talking about games, I would say now the only thing I will tell you, my biggest disappointment of games, and I can mention this now, Marvel versus Capcom 2. My biggest disappointment this year for games has been Arcade 1-Up. Arcade 1-Up has been a disappointment for me. I talk about it in the channel. I talk about him. I talk about that I was anticipating that I had hopes for this console, and I wanted to grab it, and I didn't put it because I said I'm gonna wait. There's not many out, you know, and we understand, you know, probably we're not gonna get more copies, or perhaps there's some at some point next year. We'll see, depending on the distribution. However, I don't feel inclined to get it because I feel that Marvel Arcade 1-Up fumbled this year with one of the biggest things where I can actually cause legal challenges for them. It's false advertisement. They promise that this will be Wi-Fi enabled online play, which some of the games play online, but the main game that they were talking about that they will be able to do it is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So this came out, it hasn't gone on online, and people are really upset at the moment. They're really upset because they found themselves like they were lied about, which is sad because I think if you promise something, you should just fulfill it. I think that this is my part where I feel that people are complaining. And you can see here on the reviews, it's okay, but I wish you had online and the Punisher on it. Well, I don't care for the Punisher. I feel bamboozled. No online yet, and little info told on when to even inspect it. That was on December 24th, so that was no long ago, a few days ago. Great looking cabinet, all the feel of the original arcade. Good feeling, but with some issues. Of course, some people are also talking about some of the problems with the arcade, with the functionality. There's some lags, some stuff like that. So a lot of people have been very. So to me, it's like, you know, for this price that they were selling it, I don't feel bad that I didn't buy it. As much as I like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I still can go and play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in particularly on my PS3. So I wish this had online, and if they comes with online and the line is working fine, then I might be able to get it. But other than that, I don't feel the need. I just feel that it's false advertisement, and at this point, I'm more hopeful that they come out with a collection like they did with the Kawabunga collection. It's very likely that that's a possibility at some point because Capcom is already doing collections. They're doing with the Street Fighter, they're doing this, so they could do it. They could easily do it and grab a collection. And they some of the people who know, there's been talks about that's what they're planning to do soon. So we will get to see next year sometime, maybe a collection or a digital release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Hopefully, you know, that is the hope, you know, because that's what people would like. Definitely that will be more available for the masses. I would prefer that than just having a small cabinet. Let me get this. Maybe more than a small cabinet that it's not as good. So the option is there. Now, of the games that I've been having fun with this year, going back to some of the old games that I haven't finished, I went back to Arkham Origins because I haven't finished it. The last few I would say the last 2 weeks I've been kind of going back and playing this game almost every night, trying to finish some of the chapters that I never finished. Having fun with it. This is something that I wish they would have brought back when they did the Arkham Origins or whatever, the Arkham Collection for the PS4. I would love for that to come back, to be, you know, to get an upgrade or whatever, so they can add it to that collection or separate game. It's not there yet, but it looks good on my television, my 4K TV. You know, it looks better. It's not like the newer games, but still looks good. I've been playing with it, having fun with it, trying to finish it. It's not as good. That's a lot of elements on the game that were repetitive, and some of the technicalities of it, you know, there's some bugs and stuff like that. It's still there in the game after all these years, but so far so good. You know, we're playing on it. This is why I've been having a little bit of fun with it so far. So this is what I've been playing. Of course, there's games that I want to play more, but I really haven't had the chance. I've been playing, also trying to finish The Witcher, the last Witcher. I got a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077, but I haven't really got much on it. I've been playing some other games, man. I'm telling you, there's so many games that I've been trying to get back and trying to finish. But the Tom Clancy games, all of that kind of stuff. But you know, it's just have so many games to finish, and I just want to finish them. You know, I just want to move on. All right, so this is what we have for my favorite games of the year, of the ones that I really have fun with it. Now I want to talk about now that we already talk about games, I talk about comics, all that kind of stuff. I want to talk about my favorite. Let's talk about my favorite TV shows of 2022. Sorry, I don't have an order. I created everything. I put a list of things that I like this year. But I want to talk about my favorite shows of 2022. Now, 22 was interesting. I'm not necessarily I didn't get the chance to watch as many movies or TV shows as previous years, of course, because of my job, because of my life. I don't have, my time is at a premium now, so it's like, if I get a chance to watch something, I try to make it count. If it's something that I really enjoy, I definitely get the chance. Now, for this year, I will tell you the shows that I watched that to me were fantastic, and they're not even from this year. There are 3 shows that I got the opportunity to watch this year that I at least I finished watching. I finished watching Arcane. This show, to me, on Netflix, I mentioned it last year on my favorite shows. I watched part of it, half of it, but the other half I didn't finish watching it until this year. I love this show. I finished early this year. I love the animation. It's fantastic. Waiting for the 2nd season of this. There's other things that happen at Netflix, other shows that I haven't need to watch that I didn't get the chance to watch this year. Things 2nd seasons and 3rd seasons of certain things. But this is a game that I finally finished watching this year at the beginning of the year. And I will tell you, I'm still impressed with the quality, the music. Of course, this is based on the League of Legends. There's even a video game that is coming very soon, a fighting video game, which I'm excited to have. I really love this, the way they have done this this game, or this story here, and I really love this one. Fantastic. If you haven't watched it until now, I still recommend it. You need to watch it. Now, another show that I've been watching that came out actually last year, and that was on Hulu. That was MODOK. Actually, I finished watching MODOK not long ago, and because I only watch every couple of months, watch an episode, but then I finally decide to go back and watch it all together, back to back, and that's what I did. And I'm telling you, MODOK is good. It's fun. It's very different. I have fun with it. If you haven't watched it, give it a chance. Of course, it's very mature. The comedic element is dark comedy, but it makes fun of Marvel, makes fun of a lot of things. It's just funny, and it's funny, and I loved it. Now, the one that really blew my mind, and I did watch this year, was Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey, I'm telling you, it is not from this year. It came out in November of last year, but I watched it this year, and Hitmonkey, I'm telling you, it's an experience. It's so mature, it's gory, but the balance of the acting, the way it lets you think, the music, the soundtrack, the animation, all the combination, it's like watching John Wick with a monkey. It's so good. I definitely love this, the way they did it. To me, that was a very, very fascinating to watch. So again, I'm telling you, this Hit Monkey, I think there's plans for a second season, but don't quote me on that. I'm trying to get something here, make sure I can get all the information that I need. But in any case, Hit Monkey was to me like, okay, this is definitely something that I personally found. I found it very, very, very good, very interesting. All right, so I'm looking at something here. Sorry if you don't hear me. Okay, I'm getting this. All right, cool. I'm just looking at some here. Okay, looking at my chat. All right. So I can see the chat while I'm showing this. So Hit Monkey, I love it. Definitely, it was fascinating to watch. Also, I've been watching another series that I personally love this, and I'm still watching. Is Spy Cross Family. This is the first time that I'm watching Spy Cross Family. Love it. Love the show. Love the take on this TV series. Fantastic. Love that one. I definitely it's one of the ones that really surprised me. And there's so much stuff, of course, that you can find at Hulu that it's fascinating. There's so many shows there, but definitely those are. But now from this year, I will tell you the shows that really, or the ones that were at my top list. I will tell you that my number 10. Or let's go start with. I have 10 that I chose. I'm gonna start with let's see, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. Obi-Wan, I know a lot of people, the audiences were divided with Obi-Wan. As you can see right here, it's 3.5. That's the average, which is not really that good for 5 points. Some people were divided with Obi-Wan. But I will tell you, I don't have a problem with Obi-Wan. I definitely, it's probably the slowest. And I did review, I think I talked about it at some point. There are a couple of things that Obi-Wan that I was not impressed. I feel that there was the potential to do something more with the show was there. But I think in so many ways, they fumble with those ideas. And I was looking for the opportunity for the show to improve. And there were aspects that I wanted to see more. Some of the characters I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more action. And I feel that the show kind of faltered in some of those aspects. But I think on the one that was the most important aspect of the show, in the end, was the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. And the last episode, which is the last battle, when I think that is what really makes this show outstanding, in my opinion. It was just the last episode. And it's said that the rest of the episodes were not as good, and some of the characters were necessary, in my opinion. They didn't do much to the story or expand the story, but there were a lot of answers to some other questions, and it really brought the connection between, I think it connected the original trilogy with the prequels in a good way, better than anything else that had been done. I think there was a connection, particularly in the relationship that I think has always been the most divisive, or the most critical, or the relationship that has always been the point of contention for a lot of people, in reference to the way Obi-Wan was presented on the original trilogy and the way the prequels presented him. So I think it brought everything together, and the relationship between Obi-Wan and what he thought in the end about Anakin, because in the end, he didn't see Anakin as Anakin anymore. At that point, Anakin was dead. If you haven't watched the show, then I'm kind of give you a little bit of a, certain things here. But I felt that in the end, it really brought the idea of Darth Vader taking over Anakin and being actually the person that survived. And it was there, and I feel that was good. I think the last episode made it for me. All the disappointments that I got in the rest of the show, I think the last episode brought everything. The battle between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan was fascinating, was well done. The pacing of that episode alone made the entire show. You can just scrap the rest of the show, just have the last episode. I think you'll be well served. So to me, that's the reason why I put it at number 10. I didn't watch that many shows this year, but I think I put it at number 10 because of it. So good to know. Now, I think that the number 9 on my list, that will be the Book of Boba Fett. Now, there's a lot of things that I did not like about the Book of Boba Fett. There are a lot of some episodes that to me were fillers, episodes that didn't even work out so good. But what made the Book of Boba Fett was good, some of the episodes were impactful. Some of those episodes in the Book of Boba Fett were some of the best of that you have seen in Star Wars ever. Not everything. Again, not everything was the same. But when some of the episodes really hit home, particularly at the beginning of the show, they really hit home. Like they really hit their, you can feel the emotion. And of course, being able to see Mando, because there were like 2 or 3 episodes of Mando there. I think that really was the best part too. I think Mando has become the new Boba Fett to the point where everybody cares more about Mando more than Boba Fett. But I think that the show has its moments. Not every episode was awesome. There were some things that were really cheesy, like this kids that they were on the motorcycle, like the little gang thing. I didn't care much about that thing. But there were so many great parts of the show, that I cannot really falter, some of those things. There were some good moments, and I have fun. I have fun. I enjoyed it. It's fun to see it. So I'm not going to say or try to diminish what they did there. I think they did a fantastic job with it, and not everything. I think it could have been a lot better, but definitely I find them a little more entertaining, more superior than to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that's something good to know. Now, another show that to me, number 8 on my list that I really like, and it was a surprise thing for me, was The Lincoln Lawyer. And of course, The Lincoln Lawyer, this was at Netflix. This is my number, number 8. I love Manuel Garcia Rulfo. Of course, she's Mexican. I'm Mexican, so of course I'm going to support Mexicans. That's the way it is. But I love the show because I feel that he did a fantastic job bringing to life this. Of course, this is based on the books. There's another movie that we have seen before, but this series really hit it home. I think it was well done. It was entertaining. It wasn't complicated at all. I love the elements of the show, and of course some of the story, the characters, the acting. I think it was awesome. I found it very interesting from the beginning to end. You can see the episodes right here. It's really cool. And I don't know, I really have fun. If you haven't really watched this show, I recommend it on Netflix. It's really good. It has some mature elements, of course, particularly with the language. But I loved it. It was an interesting show. I like it more than I like the Star Wars stuff that I mentioned before. I think it was more cohesive, the story. I love this type of shows. I think something that we don't get to see as much anymore. The investigative, the lawyer type of shows. I think that's something that for some reason is kind of dying out in some way, or has been kind of dormant for some time. I think this kind of take over some of that stuff that we saw probably in the early 2000s. We get to see more of those type of shows, the legal drama. So definitely this is something that I really had fun with it, and I enjoyed really, really, really much. So that's one that I have a lot of fun. Now, the number 7 on my list was a surprise. Number 7 on my list. Let's see if I have it. And this is one that, to be honest with you, I wasn't hoping for much. But it engrossed me. The Legend of Vox Machina. And I will tell you, this was to me really engrossing as a story. It's an animated show that happens on, on Prime Video. It's mature, so the language is there. So I think it's the same art that is being used for Invincible. But I will tell you, it was awesome. To the point that it prompted me to go and read the comic books. At least the comics that have been created, I think at the same time with this, or the comic books they are actually published by Dark Horse Comics. Love the comics too. But the show was fascinating. Really love the action. It's very mature. It's not for everyone. There's a second season on this coming very soon. Actually, it's going to premiere right there in January. It's premiering right here. You can see it. So it's very, very soon. So I'm really looking forward to it. But I love the show, man. To me, this was a surprise. It was mature, the content, but the characters are all lovable. That's what I like. Every character brings something to the table, makes it so interesting, very intriguing. You know, I'm really looking forward to more of the show. Again, there's mature content, language, nudity, all that for an animated show. But believe me, it's very, very fun. And I highly recommend Vox Machina. If you haven't watched it, believe me, you should do it. If you like that kind of thing, you're definitely gonna like this one. So I really have fun with that one. Now, the number 6 on my list of the shows this year that I really have fun with, I will tell you, this is one that I watched recently, and it took me by surprise, which is Wednesday, season 1 at Netflix. Wednesday, I'll tell you, this show was something. Was very, very good. I wasn't expecting much with Gina Ortega. Fantastic job she did as portraying as Wednesday. Of course, if you're fans of the Addams, then definitely you're gonna understand this. But believe me, this was fascinating. At the beginning, I thought it would be more like a teenage type of drama thing, kind of on the same vein of Buffy the Vampire, things like that. But no, I think it has a lot of mature elements. It goes deeper. She, as an actress, Ortega, she's very good. She portrays the character well. You know, the demeanor. It's so weird that it's so good. It is really weird that it's really... Tim Burton definitely has done a fantastic job with this one. As always, you know, if you know Tim Burton, you know his style. Definitely, this is a lot of weirdness here, but I like it. I did like it. It was fun, entertaining. It was cool, you know, and I think the cast, young people, they all did a fantastic job. I was entertained, and I didn't find myself bored. Because sometimes with this type of teenage dramas or teenage stuff, you know, I find that they're not for my, for my liking, because they're not necessarily directed towards me. But I feel that anyone that likes at least the Addams, so likes this type of more morbid type of comedy or type of movies with supernatural stuff, then definitely you're going to really have fun with the concepts. So to me, that was awesome watching this. So I really enjoy Wednesday very, very much. Was really fun. Now, number 5. Now we could keep going up on my list. I will tell you, the show that I wasn't expecting much, but ultimately surprised me very, very much, was Peacemaker. I'll tell you, Peacemaker was different. It was different, but I love the intro music on it. I love the way, John Cena, I've never been like crazy about it as an actor, but man, John Cena really made it. The whole show is crazy. It's bizarre, but it's in a way, it's bizarre in a really, really nice way. And the whole cast, it's to the extreme. It's extreme show. Language is all over the place. Blood all over the place. Therefore, very mature. But believe me, it was something different. I like Peacemaker a lot more than I even like the Suicide Squad. The movie. I definitely, this was a great interpretation of that. I loved it. It's the same vein of, I would say, of Deadpool, and the same vein on a TV show. It's good, and definitely the actors, they all did a fantastic job. I think the cast was really fantastic. I definitely, Peacemaker is it's definitely one of those shows that you have to really enjoy. Here, I think I lost some of it. I almost turned off some of here. Okay, let me try go back. My apologies. I think I kind of turned off or something. I think I turned off by mistake something. So my apologies if I think I did it. So I'm going back, trying to go back so I can. All right. Okay. My apologies. I'm like a little lost here. Oh, cool. So we got it. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I closed a window and that was just it. That was okay. Cool. So we're where we need to be. So. All right. So we go back. Okay, we're back. All right. So that was Peacemaker. Now, on my number 4 show of this year, I'll tell you, Stranger Things season 4. I think the show still delivers. Still delivers in a way that I don't think any other show on Netflix has been able to do to capitalize the way they have done it. Stranger Things season 4 was awesome, you know, in my opinion. It was awesome. I found it myself enjoying very much. Here you can see that season. I'll tell you, like, the whole thing with season 4 was fascinating. I think I love it. You know, from the young people now see these kids now grown, now mature, and man, there were so many good things here, from the soundtrack, of course, from the, you know, the kids, you know, the young people, now young kids, you know, like, you know, really doing teenage stuff. You know, it was awesome. It was an awesome show that it still delivers. There's gonna be a 5th season, if I'm not mistaken. That will be the last season, and believe me, I think it's time for him to let it go as well. But it's going with a bang, and I think of course, you know, as you go along, first season was my favorite. Season 2 was good. 3, now season 4. Definitely, every season has brought something different. This one has brought more of that supernatural element as well. Some horror themes more too, but I feel that it's still good. You know, still it's a fantastic show that delivers, and it really touches in all the different aspects of what you want from a show like this. And I don't think it fails. It fails at all. I think that was definitely, I enjoy it very much, and definitely this was still one of my favorite shows this year. Now, my number 3 show, and I know this is going to be controversial. I know some people are going to disagree with me on this one, which, hey, you know, it is what it is. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I know a lot of people dislike the show, but I have so much fun with the show, you know, and I know some people are going to say that this is not the case, that the show is a ripoff, this respects the source material, blah, blah, blah. But I will tell you, I have no problem with it. I enjoy every episode. I love the material. I love the content, what they have done with it. I like the characters very much. I like the take on things. Of course, you know, you can be a purist and you can try to decipher this. And sometimes people try to compare with the, you know, the movies, but the movies also took a lot of liberties from the story. You know, so to me, it's like, you know, and this is being backed by the state of J.R. Tolkien. So to me, it's like, I don't see the problem. Some people, of course, there's tons of videos out there, people complaining about the show. You know, there's a lot of people that they will say, but to me, I enjoyed it very much. I love the take. I enjoy every episode as it came. I was there to watch it, and every episode really gave it to me. I love the actors here. Each one of them portrays a Galadriel actress. I don't have a problem with it. You know, she doesn't show much emotion, but I think it's something that is invested in the character. The Second Age, all of these things, I find it beautiful to watch. Even What a Workshop was working with some of the design. To me, I have no problem with it. You know, some people are gonna disagree with me. I'm okay with that. But to me, I enjoy it very, very much. And you know, everyone is entitled to an opinion. But to me, that was an enjoyable experience. So I have fun with it. So that was my 3rd favorite show of the year. Now, I will tell you my 2nd favorite show, and this is something that came out of a left field because I wasn't expecting much of it. But it was Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi, this show is only 6 episodes, very small episodes, like only like 15 to 18 minutes each. But believe me, Tales of the Jedi was amazing. It was amazing. The way they portrayed these episodes, of course, from the Jedi perspective, it was awesome. I love that. Of course, if you're a fan. Of course, the Bad Batch Season 2 is coming next year. Of course, if you're a fan of the Clone Wars, all of that. This brings a lot of things. I think what amazes me the most is that makes some characters that, for the most part, sometimes I haven't really cared much about, like Count Dooku, how he became Count Dooku, how he went to the dark side. Gives us a lot of explanation to the reason why some of these characters behave the way they did it. It was awesome. I love it. It's one that I was expecting to see more episodes, and only 6 episodes, and I hope that we get more Tales of the Jedi. This was, to me, a surprise. I love Tales of the Jedi. I love the content. I love the episodes. I love what he brought to the table. and expanded on the characters in a way that is amazing. If you haven't watched Tales of the Jedi, you need to watch it. Fantastic show. Even with the limited number of episodes, it definitely killed it for me, and it's fantastic, and I love it. So definitely you need to watch it. Now talking about my number one, I will tell you, this is one that, it has the slow moments. I will tell you, some people might find it boring, but I love Andor. I think Andor brought an element that I personally love about Star Wars. Like, of course, Rogue One, I definitely love Rogue One, but Andor, it was so different and mature and political, and talks about some of the subjects about the galaxy, and brought some of the characters that sometimes are not as well seen, because when you look at Star Wars, you're normally thinking about, of course, the Skywalkers and all of them, but to be honest with you, there's so many characters that are also part of this galaxy, and the rebellion, how it begins, how it develops, how it moves forward. And the actors there were fantastic. There were so many great elements in this show. It was definitely a show that I really was anticipating a lot, and I had so much fun with it. And man, I love it. I love everything that was done with Andor. Cassian, with Diego Luna, fantastic. Cassian was fantastic. He's a fantastic actor, and I think he portrays the character so well. But there were so many things, and as you can see, the Bad Batch is coming very soon, and there's the Visions Volume 2 also coming soon, which I'm looking forward to it, because Visions Volume 1 was fantastic. So believe me, as a Star Wars fan, I think this year was fantastic. Star Wars was so many things that were so good on the TV shows that definitely deserve that attention. Now, the shows that I will say that could make it to the top 10, or at least the ones that I find it interesting, I would say I did like Moon Knight, but it didn't struck me the same way as the shows that I have here. I mentioned, I think Moon Knight definitely did it was good. Oscar Isaac, fantastic actor. Ethan Hawke, they did a fantastic job, but the show did not captivate me the same way that the rest of the shows did here. Another show that really was captivating, that I enjoy, but it wasn't like blowing me away, was the She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I found it, I wanted to give her a chance. I think it understood what it was. It was more of a comedy, but at the same time, I found it to be not necessarily for me or as connected. I've had fun with it. There were a lot of fun moments, a lot of jokey moments. There's a lot of things that I really enjoy. But ultimately, it did not connect with me the same way as even, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision. To me, that was perhaps one of the weakest shows that they have produced so far. Now, another one that probably is even weaker than this, now that I'm thinking about it, is Mrs. Marvel. I wasn't definitely crazy about Mrs. Marvel. I only watched the first episode, and I think part of the second one, and I just realized that it wasn't for me. It was not for me at all. I may go back to watch it, but, Mrs. Marvel is a character that I don't even care in comics, because, of course, it's a more newer character. And definitely the vibe of the show, it's in order for that generation, for young people, for teenagers, for younger teenagers, twins. And I feel that is what they're looking for here. And unfortunately, I just couldn't connect with the show. So to me, that was another one that I'm not going to disqualify completely yet, because I haven't finished watching it. But I don't know. It was not something that I really felt connected with. Another one I will say, and I haven't watched, and I really want to watch right now, it's Werewolf by Night. Now I'm talking about shows that I really want to watch, is Werewolf by Night, with Gael Garcia Bernal. I want to watch it. I think it's more like a one episode, it's one movie, whatever, but I really want to watch it. I want to give it a chance. I would consider that more like a movie thing, but definitely I want to check it out. Another one that I want to check it out is The Willow. I haven't really watched it. It just came out, the TV series. So people are talking great things about it. Some people, not everyone, some people are saying bad things, that you can see the rating is bad. But, I don't go by this rating, because sometimes this rating is just based on people that already have a bone to pick with Disney or whatever. So they're going by that. So I got to watch it. So I want to watch it to see what is it, how's the show, if it's good. Another one that I didn't get the chance to watch, and I really want to watch, came out this year, and I haven't had the chance, but I will probably soon, is on Netflix, is The Sandman. Of course, the classic Neil Gaiman book now, of course, put into a TV show. I heard that there's some changes that have been done in order to accommodate. Some people might dislike those changes. I'll be the judge of that when I get the chance to watch it. But I really want to see how it is. But I heard a lot of good comments in regards to the Sandman. Of course, there's so many shows, so many seasons 2s and seasons 3 of The Boys. And there's a lot of things that I haven't really had the chance to, but when I get the opportunity, I watch, and I'll share with you how I feel about it. Now, if there's one thing that disappointed me this year, I will tell you, the stuff that I watch that I got to the point I said, you know what, I didn't even watch the last 2-3 episodes because I was blown away at disappointment. I was done with it. It's the Umbrella Academy season 4. I will tell you, the Umbrella Academy, I try to be open-minded with the Umbrella Academy. But I love the first season, the second season, even the third season. I feel that it was a decay on the quality. But season 4 to me was like, what was that? Season 3 again? I think season 3, I'm sorry. Season 4 is supposedly coming. Season 3, my apologies. I just couldn't get to it. Like, I find myself disappointed with season 3. Season 1 and 2, yeah, I was thinking, the season 4 is the one that is coming. But season 3, it's like, I just couldn't get with it. I just find myself more and more disjointed. The show, and I love the comic book. I love the stories. I just find that the Umbrella Academy wasn't at the same level. I feel that it really rearranged some of the story to accommodate, the sex change of Paige and all that, now called Elliot Page. But to me, it's like, I feel that it was more accommodating to that rather than accommodating to the story. And to me, that was like disheartening because at the end of the day, that's not what the Umbrella Academy comic book is about. And I feel that that's what they did in order just to do it. More like justification of whatever she did, or, now him. Whatever, the deal. But I just couldn't find myself as engaged with the show. And it was more dramatic, more melodramatic in some ways. I just find it disappointed because the first season and the second season were fantastic. Particularly the first season was fantastic. The second season was a continuation. But I just couldn't just get with it. And unfortunately, that is to me, I think the biggest disappointment of all the shows that I watched this year. I think the one that disappointed me the most, which is unfortunate because I do like it, and I'm still gonna watch season 4. Perhaps it gets better. But I just find myself disappointed because, it was a little more of the same, and I feel that there was no evolution, but more like a devolution of the characters. So that is unfortunate. So that was my disappointment of the shows of 2022. All right, so I don't know who's watching right now. I don't see much comments, but I want to appreciate Mitchell for leaving the comments early on. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I think everybody perhaps is busy, but I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for being here with me, those who are taking time in this live stream. Drinking some cold water, that's good. All right. All right, so I want to go now into my favorite movies of 2022. Definitely, there was a lot of movies. As always, I didn't watch all the movies. Unfortunately, not every movie I haven't got the opportunity to watch. There's a few that I haven't watched. But I watch a lot of, particularly at the beginning of the year, I watch more movies than at the end of the year. So there's a few that I really want to share with you to kind of give you an idea. So this is what we're going to look here. I want to my number 10 on my favorite list. I will tell you, this is a movie that I wasn't hoping for much. I just decided to watch it. The Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds, Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo. I'm telling you, this was Jennifer Garner. I'll tell you, this was the Adam Project was a movie that came out to me out of the nowhere in the sense that I just went and watched it. Watch it on the, Netflix. And man, it was interesting. It was fun. Definitely, it has a lot of great elements. It was, to me, that was a fascinating film and that really captivated me for what it was. And it has the family elements. It has a family message, which was awesome too, the way they did it. Ryan Reynolds definitely did a fantastic job with this one, and the kid that portrayed, in this case, um, you know, the young version of Ryan Reynolds, man, I'm telling you, he did a fantastic job. He definitely, even the demeanor, the behavior, he's like Ryan Reynolds, but little. I love the kid. I think that kid was fun. He was good. He did a fantastic job. If you haven't watched the movie, go to Netflix. You will have fun with this film. I really like it. It has some, of course, action, but I think the family elements are great. And the whole thing, the whole movie, the premises are really fun, and it's an entertaining movie. So this was my number 10 film of 2022. Now, number 9, this is surprising, like this is another one of the streaming services, Turning Red. Turning Red was a movie that I had fun with it. It, of course, has the family elements. It's more like geared towards, how you would say, some people would assume, to children. But I had fun with my wife. I watched this one. Also with my daughter, she came and watched it again, second time. So I had really fun. Definitely, this is more for. Definitely, this is geared towards girls. But if you are a father, it really gives a message when you're dealing with kids that are just going through that change. Like girls that are changing from girls, to becoming women. Definitely, it deals with that message, with that situation. And for many of you, like if you are like me, like we have gone through that as a parent, and even your kids are small, but you're gonna go through that period at some point. Believe me, it's not fun. But definitely it has that message. Is definitely for the family. It was fun. The animation was cool. Definitely, this is one of those Pixar movies. Pixar is amazing with the quality of the production of the stuff they do. I really loved this show, and it was really, really fun, quirky. It was funny. Even the action scenes were good. The animation was excellent. So I really like the message there. It's really, really cool, and you'll love it. You'll love it if you like this type of films. Now that was my number 9. Now my number 8, and I took my nephew to watch this one, and we have a lot of fun. It was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'll tell you, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was fun at the movie theater. I loved it. I loved the first one, but this second one, in my opinion, was as good as the first one and superior in some aspects, particularly on the animation, on the characters, because of course you get Knuckles, you get Tails. It was fun, man. I'm telling you, I had fun with this film. I loved it. It was good, and my nephew was ecstatic. He loved the action scenes in the movie theater. Definitely, this was a movie that you had to watch in the movie theater to really enjoy. It was fun. It was funny. The music was good. It was entertaining. It's a family movie, and believe me, as I gotten older, I do spend more time watching, like family movies, with my nephew and all that, and I have fun with it. I don't have to worry much about it. So to me, Sonic the Hedgehog was the number 2 was the number 8 on this list. Now number 7, and this was one that I wasn't anticipating much, but as soon as it was available, streaming service, I watched it, and I think, was that Netflix the one that did it? Yeah, Netflix. I'm telling you, The Bad Guys. The Bad Guys was awesome, man. I'm telling you, there was a movie that I had so much fun with it that I ended up buying it on Black Friday. I buy the copy, the Blu-ray, the 4K. Sam Rockwell. I think he's a fantastic actor. He's very comedic. He does a fantastic job. He did a fantastic job. Aquafina was there too. It was good. I'm telling you, the whole movie was super, super entertaining for me. I love the way they did it. It's fun, the message, everything, the action. It was funny. It kept me laughing. I loved it very much. If you watch it on Netflix, go for it. This is produced by DreamWorks. They do amazing work. And if you haven't right now, I think they have available on Netflix. You can watch there as well. It's really a fun movie to watch. So to me, it surpassed the other previous movies that I mentioned. It surpassed it. It was more fun than them. Now, my number 6 on my list, and this is a movie that it has to be because definitely I think it's more like the nostalgia of it. It's Top Gun Maverick. It was supposed to come out last year, but it was delayed with the pandemic, or the year before, whatever. The thing is, Top Gun, watching Tom Cruise portraying the same character once again, and still, he still looks good, although you can see his age. Top Gun Maverick was definitely a movie that I have fun with. Now, is it perfect? It's not. I think it relies heavily on the nostalgia, even visually. But I think the where it really shines, of course, is in the big shots with the in this case, the jet fires and all that kind of stuff with the planes. It's really, really awesome to see that. Of course, if you're watching this on the big screen, of course, Val Kilmer, it was honor in the show. It's something really awesome about this. It's fun, and definitely it's a great thing. Do I want to watch another Top Gun with the new characters? I'm not so sure. I think it's a great send-off if they leave it like that with Tom Cruise. It was fun. Fantastic fun film, summer film. The visually striking. I think it was good. Of course, see Jennifer Connelly was there too. So it's a lot of the actors were good. The people that were involved here were fantastic. Even the actors did a fantastic job. Again, it really relies heavily on the nostalgia aspect, which not necessarily the best part of it, but I have fun with it. So to me, this is number 6 on my list. Now, number 5 on my list, and this is one that I was anticipating heavily, and I think it didn't disappoint. It wasn't perfect. It still suffers from some of the situations that the DCU has. Now, of course, we get all the stuff recently about the departure of Henry Cavill. They're not gonna be the Black Adam 2. All the stuff that there's been happening with Gunn, all of that, just all the drama that you normally hear. And I'm not here to talk about the drama, which is stupid at the same time. I think DC has killed many of its aspirations by all the mismanagement over the years, and it's unfortunate because the potential was there, but they've been poor at it. But talking about the movie, I love Black Adam. Is now available on HBO Max, but I watched it at the movie theater. If I'm not, I loved it. It was fun. Black Adam was in this case, The Rock was massive. Dwayne Johnson, he worked out so much for this to portray this character, and the show is good in my opinion. The movie was good. It's fun. It's not perfect. It's not at the same level of the MCU because there's some loose ends and all that. But other than that, it was good. Pierce Brosnan there. I like him there. So it was that Aldous Hodge. He was a little annoying as Hawkman, but definitely he did a good job too. So it's more violent than what you see at Marvel, but at the same time, it's Black Adam, man. He's now an anti-hero, although he definitely is a villain, but act more like an anti-hero in this film. It's fun. It didn't make as much money, but if you get the chance to watch it. Definitely, it's a great addition to the DC collection. Even if it just has to work as a standalone film, it's still, you can have fun. So I have fun with it. I don't have a problem with that. Now, my next on the list, the third film, Black Adam was the 4th film on my list. No, Black Adam was the 5th. Now, the 4th on my list, in that case, will be The Batman. The Batman, to me, I enjoy the film. Even though it's more dark, I like the Batman because I think Robert Pattinson did a good job. I think there's still room for him to develop the character. I think they can continue on, but believe me, the film was good. Visually, I love what they did with the film. Definitely the scenes. I think the visual aspect of the film is the best part of the film. Zoe Kravitz did a fantastic job as Catwoman. Paul Dano did a fantastic job as the Riddler. Colin Farrell he doesn't look like Colin Farrell for sure. You had Andy Serkis, which to me, not necessarily see him as Alfred, but definitely he's a good actor. So it was a really fantastic film overall. In my opinion, it was good, visually fantastic. The music, it was the whole tone. Matt Reeves knows how to set the tone as a director. He did a fantastic job setting the tone, the dark elements of it. And to me, that was a fantastic film. Definitely one of the best films of the year, number 4 for me. Now, and of course, I'm giving you my list of the movies that I watched. Now, my 3rd film of the year, the one that I definitely enjoy very much, it's a Wakanda Forever. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I like it, to be honest with you, approaching this film was hard in the sense that what to do when their main actor is no longer here, Chadwick Boseman. When he is no longer the main person, how can you continue the legacy of the Black Panther? And I will tell you, they did a fantastic job. Ryan Coogler as a director did a fantastic job respecting the memory, but also bringing something new to the mythos of Black Panther within the MCU. I think Letitia Wright did a fantastic job as, of course, as Shuri, and portraying also carrying the mantle of the Black Panther. She did a fantastic job. She looked very skinny in the movie, but she did a fantastic job carrying the legacy. Now, Tenoch Huerta as the, there was a lot of criticism. I want to talk about it at some point prior to that, because they say he is not Namor, he's not the Submariner, but believe me, he does carry the film in so many aspects. He has personality. His persona is strong there, and this new version of this version for the MCU, I think it really fits well. And seeing a lot of these people, Angela Bassett, she was fantastic in the show. Lupita Young, what is that? Lupita, I forgot how to pronounce her name. Nyong'o, I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, forgive me. Dominique Thorne. I think the whole cast. The great part is that this became more a story of every character that was part of Black Panther. They brought in, and they have to carry the movie, but I think everyone did it in fantastically. I think the movie was done fantastic. It was fun, and to be honest with you, is the best movie on this phase of the MCU, better than the previous many of the movies that came before it. I found this more entertaining as a film. I found it, like, to me, that was perfect as the Black Panther. I definitely enjoyed this film very, very much. So this was the third on my list. Now, the second on my list, I will tell you, this is one that I wasn't expecting much, but Prey, this film, of course, is a continuation of the Predator franchise, but this one, out of the left field, was amazing, particularly because, of course, the language spoken here, of course, they use this native language. It's not even in English. There's some French in it, and believe me, the drama, the suspense, the action, this is the movie that, in my opinion, this is perhaps one of the best Predator films since Predator 2, and it's even superior to Predator 2 in so many aspects. It is something so refreshing, because when you think that this franchise has gotten stale after so many repetitions, so many different movies and so many things, whether it's Predator this or even Predator versus Alien, all that kind of stuff, now this really brings it back to a more organic feel, more natural feel, and really opens the door for the opportunity to create more stories with Predator that aren't necessarily on the same timeline as the others, but more like, in different timelines through history. To me, that's cool, and I loved it. This film, if we had come out on the movie theater, probably would have make a lot more money. Disney decided to release it through Hulu, which if you have Hulu, if you don't have Hulu, unfortunately, you cannot watch it. But believe me, the film is worth it. It is really fun. This was a surprise to me. I wasn't anticipating much for it. It's also available, I think, in Disney Plus internationally, but here in the United States, it's only through Hulu. And Star Plus, I think, is in Latin America, if you can see right there in the comments. But the point is this: I love Prey. It was a film, in my opinion, that surprised me very much. That I really like. I like Prey. Was fantastic, and I want to see more of this type of versions. I enjoy it. It's a film that you got to watch. If you look at the suspense, and I watched that on my television on my big screen, and man, I enjoy every minute of it on the 4K. It looks fantastic. It was well done. Of course, there's some elements there that sometimes you can see the CGI, but other than that, the story is so well done. It's really well done. The pacing of it, it's a fantastic film. Love the film, and the actors, the young actors that portrayed this, they did a fantastic job with it. All right, so now the next on my list, and I will tell you, this film I just watched recently, and oh my God, I was impressed with it, and it's Glass Onion. This is number one on my list. The best film for me this year, the film that I enjoyed the most, is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Knives Out is a fantastic film. Love the first one. The second one, sometimes it's the fear that the sequels are not gonna be as good, but believe me, this one is at the same level of the first one. I still prefer the first one because of the mystery elements, but this one does something very different and unique. I will tell you the best part of the film, Ryan Johnson as the director did here is that they didn't want to just continue with the same thing with the mystery of the other one, the crime mystery. This one has more, because this one kind of, you can see from the beginning where it's going, so there's not much mystery in it. But what really makes this better is the dark comedy that it has. The first part of the film is more of that mystery part, trying to figure out exactly what it is, but you start getting the hints right away. This is the thing with Ryan Johnson films, that you have to pay attention to the hints, which are everywhere. I think this was easier to decipher in comparison to the first one, but where really blew me away was the second part of the film, when it goes into more surprising pacing. The pacing is faster, but the comedy, it just gets off the chain. It's funny. And the actors, whether you have Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick, which she didn't do much, but she was there too. You got Catherine Hahn, Edward Norton did a fantastic character here. Janelle Monáe, oh my God, I'm telling you, Monáe was fantastic too. And here you can see the list of other people that were involved in the cast. Ethan Hawke, Dave Bautista. I'm telling you, this Glass Onion, this film, in my opinion, was really, really good. I love this one. You have to watch it. It's on Netflix, but believe me, this is one of the best films of the year. It was the best film for me. The best film because, it didn't have what other films had, but believe me, what it has, it was the engagement, the entertainment, and really trying to decipher these characters and what they have to offer and the reasons why they're all in this situation together. It's fun. It's really a good movie, and to me, that was number one. Now, there's other movies that I haven't got to have the chance to watch, so I couldn't add to this list because I haven't watched, so I cannot really give you a fair review of them. For example, and also there are movies that couldn't make it, in my opinion. I will tell you one movie that I find myself liking in some ways, but not necessarily fully engaged with it. It's the Multiverse of Madness. I was hoping for a lot more for this film. Unfortunately, it didn't deliver as I wanted to. I think it could have done a lot better. Definitely, there was a lot of information there in the film, but to me, it didn't connect the same level. So Doctor Strange, I like it. It's another great addition to the MCU. It's another good addition, but not necessarily at the top. I still think that the first Doctor Strange was a lot better. But the film, delivered in some aspects, entertainment there. Another film that I find myself a little bit disappointed, but I still enjoy in some aspects, is Thor: Love and Thunder. I found it weaker than the Ragnarok. I find it weaker than that. And it's entertaining, of course, seeing Natalie Portman now carrying the hammer and all of that. If you follow the, in this case, like Jason Aaron run, then you feel familiar with this. But it wasn't as good. Christian Bale did a fantastic villain. I will tell you, he was fantastic. But the story itself was not at the same level or at the same level of engagement. I felt that there was more of that quirkiness of Taika Waititi, more of that comedy that he kind of likes that can be a little bit dumb at times. So I find it more disconnected than this one, a little more disjointed, the film, but it's fun for what it is, but it's not the best film in the collection, and you can say it's even comparable to Thor, the second Thor or whatever. So yeah, it was not necessarily my favorite Thor. Another film that I find it fun, it's fun, it's entertaining to watch, is Jurassic World 3, which is Jurassic World Dominion. Brought all the old characters back, which is fun, but at the same time, I find myself not 100% engaged with it. Like, I feel that it was more playing with nostalgia rather than delivering a story that was at some point believable too. There are a lot of parts where I did. I like Chris Pratt. I like Bryce Dallas Howard. Nice to see Laura Dern back. Jeff Goldblum looking good as always. Sam Neill. So you see all these characters. The Wanda Wise. Isabella Sermon. I think she's as a kid, she's great. But her British accent was a little off because, of course, she's been raised in America, which at least you can just try to have her to speak American English, like things like that. things like that didn't add up. You know, there are a lot of things that didn't add up on the story, the way, the timeline, all that kind of thing. But it was entertaining. It's fun to watch if you're into Jurassic stuff, but it's not the best in the Jurassic World. I would say it's trilogy. It also not even the best on the whole Jurassic Park franchise. So it was entertaining. It's entertaining. I bought it, but it didn't blow my mind. Now, another thing that didn't blow my mind, but you know, it was fun to watch. It is fun to watch if you want to get that, is the Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. Now, I was anticipating this very, very much. I wanted to watch it, you know, because I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Kevin Bacon is in it. There's a lot of jokes in it. It's funny. It's quirky. If you're looking for something kind of to take off your mind out of things. But honestly, it's not. It wasn't like, it didn't blow my mind. Even some people, like my wife, like it. I think my wife liked it more than I did. She enjoyed it a lot more. I didn't as much. Even though it has a little family message and all that. I don't know. I found it quirky. I found that some of that quirkiness that sometimes Gunn has in his shows, some of that comedy that he likes, sometimes can go one way or the other. Sometimes can be very clever and sometimes not so much. So I wasn't totally impressed, but I enjoy it. It's fun to watch, but it's not like one that I'm going to be watching over and over again. So it's just not. Now, the movies that I didn't get the chance to watch that I want to watch, and there's a big list. You have the Avatar, The Way of Water. I haven't got the chance to go to the movie theater. I want to watch the movie theater, so I'm waiting. Probably go. I don't know if I'll go this weekend or whatever. Depending on how I feel. I want to watch this film, definitely. Because definitely Avatar is an experience you have to watch in the movie theater, so I will do that. I want to watch it, so I can really tell you the quality of it. Some people love it, some people not so much. I didn't get the chance to watch Lightyear. There was a lot of controversy surrounding it. I just didn't want to give it. It's on Disney Plus, so I might watch it soon. I love Chris Evans. I think the controversy sometimes is blown out of proportion in some things, so I'll give it a chance. But I want to watch it. I haven't that. Another film that I want to watch that I think is already on Disney Plus is Strange Worlds. That's another film that has some sci-fi elements. You can watch it there. I definitely gonna watch it when I get the chance. Another movie that just came out that I definitely want to find the time to watch at some point is Puss Boots, the movie, The Last Wish. Interesting to see this franchise, this Shrek franchise that has been kind of dormant for so long. We've been able to see it again. So definitely there's one that I'll get the chance to watch. Another one that I want to watch that I haven't had the chance to watch is Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio. I've heard a lot of great things for it. So Netflix, I'm definitely going to take the time to watch it very soon. I love Guillermo del Toro stuff and looking forward to this film. Definitely I want to watch. Another one that just came out and is very unique, Violent Night with David Harbour, and I want to watch it. Definitely this is an interesting take. It's an action dark comedy. Like, I want to watch it. Definitely want to watch it. Maybe I'll get the chance to watch it this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Another film that I really want to also watch is Bullet Train. Definitely, I'm telling you this because the last few months I haven't really had the opportunity to watch many movies. I've been lacking on it, but I want to go for Netflix. You got to watch it with Brad Pitt. I heard a lot of great comments about this film, so I want to give it a chance. Another film that I didn't get a chance, that has been reviewed so well. I've seen so many great reviews. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. There is a film that I haven't had the chance to watch. I'm going to watch when I get the opportunity. I heard so many great reviews on it. It looks very weird. The trailers looks weird, but maybe that's a good thing. Another thing that I want to watch that I read some good things is The Northman. This is another film that is on Prime Video. I got to watch it on Prime. Which I have. I want to watch it. I heard a lot of great things about this one, and believe me, even Bjork is there, and I always loved her music back in the day. So it's really cool to see that. Now, the movies that definitely I wasn't impressed and disappointed me this year, I will tell you, Minions: The Rise of Gru. I went to the movie, took my nephew to watch that one. I wasn't impressed. He liked it because, of course, it has a lot of that comedy for children. But I wasn't impressed. I didn't laugh at all. I found it boring in so many ways. And even some action scenes were fun and to watch. But other than that, it wasn't impressive. So this was a disappointment for me. you know. And I like this type of movies, but I just didn't. It didn't connect with me the same way. Another movie that I found disappointing this year, which is a shame, was Uncharted. You know, I love the game franchise. It's a fun movie to watch. I like Tom Holland. It's now available also on Netflix. You can watch it. It's fun for what it is, but it couldn't sell me. And it has a lot of the visual reference. If you're into the games, definitely it pays homage to the games. But Tom Holland, I cannot see it as Nathan Drake. I can't. It's just not. He's not the person. Hey, what's up, Late Night Trip? The Norman on Amazon. I want to check out the Pinocchio too. Yeah, man, I want to check those two. I'll check as soon as I can. So I couldn't connect with Uncharted and Mark Wahlberg. No, I just it wasn't my thing. You know, I'll tell you, as a Sullivan, a Sully, I just it wasn't. It's fun. My wife kind of like it, but to me, it's like it is fun, but it's kind of like dumb. Found it fun. So I don't know. I just find it, and I think the biggest disappointment for me this year of the movies that I watch, Morbius. I watched Morbius, man. I'm telling you, I didn't know if I wanted to laugh, I wanted to cry. There's a couple of things there that were fun to watch, but the story was so terrible. The script, it felt like this is a movie that is lost in time, like a movie that had been produced in the early 2000s, and maybe then it would have been better. Or at least the reception would have been better, at least my reception. But other than that, I just have nothing really to find that I found that. I think Jared Leto tried hard, and he did, you know, but I still couldn't find myself enjoying the film. So definitely that was my biggest disappointment of the year. Like Morbius, definitely. That was a big disappointment. All right, my friends, we have talked about the best games of the year, or the games that I played this year that I love. We talk about the best TV shows, or the TV shows that I love this year, and now the movies. I want to take a... Let me go back here. I want to go back to here. I want to give a shout out to all the friends. Mitchell, thank you very much for commenting. Also, Late Night Trip, thank you, my friend. I want to take a quick break. We've been here almost 2 hours doing this live stream. Amazing. But I want to say, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what are your favorite movies of the 2022 on the comments. Let me know what are your favorite TV shows of 2022. If there's anything there that you really love, let me know. I would like to hear it. Now, when I come back, I want to take a quick break. I need to walk around a little bit. When I come back, I want to talk about my favorite statues of 2022, my favorite companies, and my favorite collectibles of the year, with their statues and also action figures. I want to talk about it because definitely this year was amazing. So I want to come back to that, and definitely we're going to talk about some other events, and definitely and continue on and see how long we can get here. So let me give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back, and when we come back, we'll get straight into the collectible companies and into the statues and all of that and the toys. So see you in a moment.
Mr. Bully, won't you just see right through me? On the dying days when I ask for forgiveness of myself. Hey, Mr. Bully, what you think when you push me out of my own head where everything makes sense? Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your lies. What do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. Say it's over when nothing's closer to what you're fighting for. Fade away from where we've been. I close the chapter where I'm ripping out my pages. Stop the fire under my skin. Oh, light the blaze again that stood alive for ages. Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your lies. What do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire burning bright,
Oh, thank you, late night. Thank you very much. I was like, what's that? I cannot hear it. All right. Thank you, thank you. I want to say, looking at the comments here, it says Superman and Lewis. I'm trying to finish up with Wednesday. Tim Burton is legendary. I would say Late Night Trip. Yes, I'll tell you, Wednesday was one on my favorite list, and I really like the word that the Wednesday is. I was surprised by the show. I really like it, so you're gonna like it. I think that it's pretty good. And then Louis says, don't expect much from Bullet Train. Thank you for that. We'll see how it goes. But Nordman is great. And I will say that I heard a lot of great comments from Nordman. So really looking forward. This year, I try to watch as many shows as possible. But I didn't have the time. You know, like you go to work. I go to work early, come home. I don't have much time left because I go to sleep early so I can get up early to go to work. So I use that time, you know, sometimes just to relax a little bit. Maybe I watch something, maybe I play something, you know, I don't have time for much, or I read something. So I'm trying to keep up with things. So it's hard for me to really find the time to watch a lot of the shows and movies. So we'll see. But now that we're back, I want to get back into talk about my favorite collectibles of 2022. Now, I've seen some people making some lists on here on YouTube where they share, you know, their favorite statues. However, favorite collectibles, favorite toys. To me, it's hard to tell. I will tell you this, because every list is very subjective. You know, even the list that I share about my movies and stuff. This is my opinion. But it's hard to really choose the best collectibles, the best statues, because the amount of collectibles that came out this year, and every year it seems like there's more and more and more. You know, if I only love certain franchises, I'm going to concentrate on those franchises instead of just being objective about everything as a whole. So it's a hard job. It's tough to do that. And so what I want to do with this list is really choose more than just the collectibles. I want to give the honor to the companies which I consider have done the best job. So what I'm going to do first, we're going to start with action figures. I'm going to give you my top 5 companies and definitely some runner-ups, what I consider companies that also did a good job, but the companies that this year, in my opinion, did the best job with their statues or action figures, and they produced the most amazing work, whether they did also communicate with their fan base in a much better way, where they have so many great pre-orders, there were so many great releases, quality control. The companies that, in my opinion, did the best job this year to kind of keep I would say the hype, and also people more interested on the product. So we're going to talk about those. So on my number 5, going with the best action figures of 2022, the best action figure companies of 2022. So let me head back to this here. I will tell you my number 5, the number 5th here on my list of companies that I personally consider. I will tell you, and maybe we can do Masters. Masters of the Universe by Mattel. I will tell you, Masters of the Universe this year alone was amazing. I think Mattel, if you follow me on social media on Facebook, you're gonna know that I love Masters of the Universe. I have collected a lot of different toys. I have this one, the Castle Grayskull. I have that one. I have all of many of these figures here. You can see this year for fans of Masters of the Universe was amazing. And it's been amazing. Like, you know, it's been amazing since 2000 when they brought the Origins collection, which is definitely kind of like the same as a revision of the classic toy line that came out in the 80s. And believe me, these toys are amazing. I have so many of them. You know, I collect them every time I see them. I love these toys. Look and see, you know, of course, there's some new changes, particularly with the they do these changes with the joints. Of course, there's more mobility on that. So they have done some changes, but they still respect the source material. Like you can see Sorceress. I'm telling you, this has been an amazing collection. Also, the Masterverse. If you love, I wasn't a fan of Revelation of the show on Netflix. I think it was a bad show. The last part of it was better than the first one, but still, I feel that it killed the show in my opinion. However, the toy lines, the toys that they came out of that had been amazing. I will tell you, the toys are amazing. Unfortunately, not so good on with the toys, but of course, if you're like the toys, more modern renditions, definitely Masterverse continues to grow. But to me, the Origins line itself has been fantastic. Like you can see, Terror Claw, all that, man. I'm telling you, I have fun with this collection, and I continue to add it every time I go. Excited every time I go to I go to Walmart looking for toys. I go to Target looking for the toys. I have to. Here you can see the battle characters. It's awesome. I have this the shark vehicle. I love this one. I got it. If I have also this one, the Strider. Love this Strider. Here you can see Buzz Off. Believe me, this collection continues to grow. I prefer over the Masterverse, of course, but I think overall, this year Mattel has done a fantastic job in bringing these characters. Here you have Tila. They're just awesome, man. I'm telling you, these are awesome figures overall. And here you can see the Masterverse with She-Ra. Looks pretty good too. I'm impressed. Some of these are really good, but I will tell you, this is, in my opinion, at the top, and I love this Fisto. This Fisto for the Masterverse looks really, really good. I think they did a fantastic job with that one. I have the one of the Origins, but the Origins came out with like the paint job was not as good, so I had to get like a his chest plate. I got to buy it separate. I went on eBay, one that was better painted. I got the new Trap Jaw also. I like that one. So believe it, man, I'm telling you here, Man at Arms, all of this, these figures are really awesome. And it tells you how much it costs and tells you where to buy, which in this case that would be it doesn't say where it's at, but places like you go to, particularly like Walmart, places like that. But here you can see all the different figures. Target has also the figures. So believe me, I think Mattel did a fantastic job this year. Okay, I think we're back. All right, sorry for that. There was a little bit of delay. Some of the messes that sometimes we gotta deal with the stream. My apologies. My apologies if there was a little bit of delay. Trying to get this stuff working was a pain. It's a pain in the butt. Sometimes we're working with this type of things with technology. It's a pain in the butt. Trying to understand some of the things. In any case, going back to what I was saying, so my apologies for the little time that we had there, but I want to say to all of you, definitely I think the number company, from in my opinion, the company that really inspired me this year, I think I'm gonna give it to. Good to go. Okay, good. Thank you, Late Night Trip. I would say Masterverse, the Masterverse, Mattel with the Master of the Universe, the Origins line. I think that was the number 5, the 5th in my list of the toys of this year, which I think they did a fantastic job. Now, keep moving. Now, number 4 on my list, I will tell you the other company that, in my opinion, had a fantastic year, and that is McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys had such an amazing year, as always. They continue to expand on the lines. I would say Todd McFarlane brought so many lines. Many of them I do not collect. I don't collect Avatar. I don't collect some of the toys. But overall, they did a fantastic job with figures. Like particularly with the DC stuff, the DC Universe stuff, the Spawn stuff. So many Spawn figures happened this year. The DC Multiverse, for example, I can give you an idea here. We can look at some of the stuff. DC Multiverse, not necessarily a fan of all the DC Multiverse stuff. Some of the figures not so crazy about. But some of the figures that they're producing, they're really cool. Here you can see the Gold Label series. To me, the one that really inspired me here, you can see you can see the avatar. I collect some of the avatar. They're doing now the 7-inch, but I do the 5-inch or the 3.25-inch or something like that. The laser vendor stuff. You know, I like some of the figures that they're producing. I like the show, but to me, the biggest part of what they did McFarlane this year, of course, is the superpowers here. Here you can see the superpowers line. To me, that was the best thing. The return of the superpowers was to me the best thing this year. Trying to get there. No, that's fine. No, we go to Instagram to see McFarlane toys. Here you can see I'm here on Instagram because I'm gonna look at everything that they have done here. You can see amazing some of these figures that they're producing. McFarlane continues to impress, and particularly for me, you can see this. Particularly during the holiday, the superpowers collection. I have all of these figures. I have actually 2 of each. You know, 1 just to keep in the box, 1 to open. I still gotta open. They also have the Flash and the Batman Who Laughs. Just came out recently, and the others that they are coming very, very soon. I'm telling you, man, they doing a fantastic job. It was a great year again. You know, overall. Here are the other superpowers that are coming very soon, which I want to add. They got the Wonder Woman. They got the Nightwing, looks really awesome, and definitely that. You know, what is that? Oh, I forgot. Deathstroke looks really, really cool, man. So this superpowers line, man, I'm telling you, it's really growing, and I think it's one of the reasons why I love this line. But also, you know, some of the figures they produce, like this Bane. Not all the figures that they produce were amazing, in my opinion, but some of the figures were really good. And I think McFarlane Toys continues to cement themselves as the products that they keep producing and the stuff that they keep adding, and the vehicles and the DC stuff. And they're definitely on top of their game, you know. And I think that McFarlane knows what the clients want. He's bringing that, of course, with the Spawn figures. They did an amazing job this year. There's no denying, you know, Tug knows the market. He knows that. Of course, they taken the reins also of DC Direct, so they are now bringing some of the stuff that was supposed to come out when DC Direct went under, and he's taking the mantle and bringing some of those statues back, which is good. Hopefully, we can get to see more statues from DC Direct soon, more projects from them. But on the action figure side, they had it covered. You know, you go everywhere you go to Target, they have plenty. You go to Walmart, whatever you go, they have enough figures. The coverage that he has with the figures are everywhere, even at Walgreens, places like that. Cool figures, no, like here you can see the Flash. I love this Flash. Not necessarily crazy about the Batman Who Laughs, but add it to the collection because the superpowers seems like it's the next thing. So really cool, man. I'm telling you, some of the figures they have, this Walmart stuff, you know, for the animated series, cool. Some people don't like the design. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think it's cool. That, you know, I'm telling you, definitely they have done it. Continue to do it. This year has been amazing, particularly the Spawn figures. Of course, there's been complaints about the, you know, that they're not as posable, all of that. But believe me, you know, I think in the end, you know, the McFarlane those are like a mean little statues per se on the action figure side. It's more for display rather than just possibility, you know, doing poses and stuff like that. You know, and definitely this Spawn figures are being amazing. This Mortal Kombat Spawn figure is really good. So, yeah, they've been doing great with that. So, no denying on that. So we can see that they continue to do amazing. Definitely, they do an amazing job with it. So, all right. So we're back on this thing. Like, this is definitely the number 4 company for me has been McFarlane Toys. Now, on the number 3rd spot, the companies that I personally think that have done a really fantastic job this year, I will tell you, this will be, in my opinion, I will tell you it's Hasbro. Hasbro has done a fantastic job. That's the reason why they think the 3rd spot for me this year. I have a lot of figures from Hasbro this year. And here's HasLab. Of course, they're doing this current projects that they've been doing. Some of those projects, like HasLab is amazing. It's been doing this stuff with, you know, this figure, the estimated shipping, the Transformer Victory Saver. They did the Jet Joe Sky Striker. They did that project. So they do all these different projects. They also did the Ghostbuster Plasma Series Spangler Proto Pack. So they doing all these things. Some of this, you know, like this year we have the Sentinel. What's the Sentinel this year? Oh, I think we got it, but also we got what's the other one? Galactus. So believe me, there's been so many projects this year. Also, the Vintage Collection, the Razor Crest, if I'm not mistaken, was finally released or delivered this year. People are excited for this. This was one that, in my opinion, should have never been funded the way, because I don't think this deserves to be in HasLab. There's something that they need to produce and sell, which was dumb for them to not to fund. And definitely a couple of things that they did, they were not funded because they did it wrong. But in any case, what I feel that Hasbro does and has done really well is on the figure side. They do now the ultimate personalized gift where you can put your face on it, something that it's kind of cool. You have to download an app. But I think some of the things that this year they did, for example, they brought the starting lineup, and some of the figures are already coming out and people are checking them out, which is cool. I think this is something great to see. Also on the Marvel Legends side, they continue to produce. These are the pre-orders, new pre-orders, but there were a lot of amazing Marvel Legends figures that were released this year. Fantastic job on that side. Definitely all this stuff, of course, they continue to do it. They continue to improve on that. You can see also the stuff with Star Wars, the Black Series, the smaller, you know, figures doing amazing. With the Transformers side, there were so many Transformers. The Studio 86, I will tell you, everything you can think of, Hasbro was involved in it. You know, producing so much stuff. Where there's the Marvel Legends stuff, where there is, you know, from, you know, all these different brands. I'm impressed. Here you can see, for example, the Marvel Legends. Here you can see the new stuff that is coming out. This has been the year of Marvel Legends for sure. Every year they have so many figures, and they did a fantastic job. There were some releases, for example, that we got from the animated series, the Spider-Man animated series. I got some of those figures. Believe me, there was like tons of figures that were released, and it's amazing. Here you can see some of the stuff that was released. This year was fantastic. I think Hasbro continue to showcase what they are. They know what they're doing. They know the market. Here you have, so let's see what they have back in stock. Let's see, they have some stuff. There Power Rangers, some stuff that they stopped that you can find, of course, at the store. The G.I. Joe Classified series, that is something that it continues to grow, and it's really amazing. The G.I. Joe Classified, amazing figures as well, and of course all the Star Wars stuff. You know, it's amazing. They got this Transformers Legacy Collection. I have this one, the Studio 86 Voyager's series. This is the, what's that? The Ironhide from the movie. I got that one recently too. Looks really cool, man. I'm telling you, they continue to do amazing stuff. Here you can see more of that Transformers stuff. I love this one, the Sergeant Slaughter figure for the G.I. Joe Classified. Sorry for coughing. And here you can see. So, you know, they continue to improve. You know, it's been, again, it's been a fantastic year, and I can go on and on, showcasing some of the stuff that they have. I have that also, the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series Deluxe Class Cup. I like this one. I also added to my collection. That Rhino is a fantastic Marvel Legends figure. Fantastic Rhino. I like it. I'm telling you, yeah, you can see all the stuff that they have here on this, and we can continue on. Stuff they have on stock. This is sold out, but you can find also this Marvel Legends Series Hulk. You can find at Amazon. Really love this. Really nice. Also have that Deluxe, the movie Blur. I have that one. Very cool. So, you know, I can continue on. Definitely, they have a lot of stuff there. You can order directly, and definitely all the Star Wars. This, for example, in my opinion, the Storm Shadow is the best figure that they released this year for the whole series, for the Classified series. Amazing looking figure. Also love this, the Crockmaster and Fiona action figure. This is really cool. But also they got the retro packs, which believe me, these retro packs are awesome. Here you can see you got the Wolverine, this sold out, and they got the Dark Phoenix. But man, the retro pack alone, you know, this is the type of figures that you don't want to take out of the pack. You know, you just want to just display them like that. They're amazing, and they have produced a lot of them, and believe me, they are really fantastic. So Man, I'm telling you, I love to watch, to look at these figures. I love to look at the stuff that they produce. Even on the side of the Takara Tomy masterpieces, the Transformer stuff has been amazing too. There were a lot of great releases this year. So there's no denying this has been a fantastic year. Here you can see the vintage Beast Wars Predacon. They also released some of the vintage stuff for those who are interested on the vintage stuff. Some people don't like this Hobgoblin, but I do like the Hobgoblin. I like the figure. So everybody has their different opinion, of course, but I don't have a problem with it. So yeah, we can keep going, but definitely you get the idea. Hasbro, in my opinion, was the third best company this year. And they did amazing. Now, going on my second place, so we can keep moving. The second company that I think this year did amazing work, I gotta give it to NECA. NECA did amazing. I had so many figures this year from NECA. I got primarily of the stuff I collect, which is in this case the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whether it was for the movies, it was from the cartoons, the comics. I got a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Of course, they got the Back to the Future stuff. They had so many different licenses. But to me, and the other thing that I'm impressed with, it was the Gargoyles action figures. I got everything that has been released so far. But believe me, this year, there's more stuff that is coming. You have Angela coming. You got Broadway, Lexington that hasn't gone out yet on pre-order. We have Brooklyn. Yeah, Sanatos hasn't gone out on pre-order if I'm not mistaken. But they also have the different versions of Sanatos, Cold Stone. And so they have a couple of things, man. I'm telling you, this has been a fantastic year for Gargoyles. And really looking forward to see more of that. This collection is one of the best collections for me this year. I love what they have done so far. But that doesn't take away what they have done, particularly, of course, with all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. They are continuing to do amazing. So we're looking at some of the stuff here. I got this is all the stuff that the Ultimate Collection. This is definitely stuff that they do from the movies and all that stuff, which is good. Here you can see all the different boxes. This year, I'll tell you, was fantastic. Here you can see. Trying to see if we can get to where I can show you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. There's stuff with Predator. They have that. Let me see if we can get to that page. Like, they got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles combination with the monsters, with Universal Monsters, which is kind of cool, but not necessarily my cup of tea. But they have all the stuff from the movies, the original movie. I got almost not all of them. I'm still missing some of these figures. I'm missing April O'Neil and all that. But I got the Casey Jones, I got the Shredder. So I don't have all of them, but I have some of them. But I have all the Turtles, and I have all, Shredder, Casey Jones, Splinter, Raphael, all that. But I need more of that. On the Secret of the Ooze, as you can see right here, I have all the guys. Now, there is this one that is coming very soon. This kid on the second movie, I forgot his name. This coming with the motorcycle. I'm looking forward to that. I still need Razor and Taka. And there you have the different versions of Shredder. Believe me, this is another one. Then you have the Mutual Mutagen Tour. This is for, this is of course based on the movies. But this year also I got, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff for the cartoons. We can get that. Of course you got all the. To me, NECA just overall NECA did such an amazing job this year. It just what can you say? With Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they did so much stuff. I got this. The Mirage Comics, the Casey Jones as well. So they got some of the Casey's, the Mirage stuff. Well, I don't see it right here, but in any case, let me see. Well, regardless of what I'm saying, if you get my point here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been an amazing, amazing thing. You can see the classic monster collection. Here you can see also the Defenders of the Earth. They have done an amazing job with the Defenders of the Earth. Another great collection that they have this year. Many releases this year. And here you have, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. And this is the comic book guide. I wish they re-released the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the Eastman and Lair. I would love to do that for them to do it. I know these are coming soon, which are based on the Eastman's new art that he has done more recently. They're more bulkier. Definitely gonna add those. Some of these figures came out in special packages, but you're getting some of this stuff, which is cool. But definitely, I would love to see those turtles back again. Some reissues. Now you also have this stuff that they've been doing for the last Ronin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. We have fewer of them, but their last Ronin, definitely that is another cool thing that they're doing. And here, of course, the cartoon, which is super huge collection, and I have some some of them, not all of them, but man, I'm telling you, they continue to do an amazing job and really bringing all this stuff together. So definitely, in my opinion, NECA did an amazing job this year. Definitely, it's this, in my opinion, the second company at the spot. The second spot is the best company this year. Now, the first company, yeah, and this is something that it's undisputable. The company that deserved the number spot for action figures, and now we're gonna go even higher than that in the price and the scale. In this case, is going to be Hot Toys. Hot Toys is number one this year, and I think almost every year. But this year in particular, I think Hot Toys did such an amazing job in producing figures and doing so many releases. Of course, some of this stuff hasn't come out. Some stuff is already coming out. Like you have this right there. This just went on pre-order. The Mace Windu went on pre-order. A lot of people love this one, Mantis, based of course on the holiday special. Padme Amidala also went on pre-orders. So man, I'm telling you, this year they did so many pre-orders. Like you can see the Scout Trooper just went on back. I haven't get that one. I'm probably gonna get that very soon, because I wanted that one. It's been the year where they have done so many things, and they continue to bring stuff for next year. Sorry, they continue to bring stuff. And to me, that's what makes Hot Toys such an amazing company. Of course, you got the RoboCop that went on pre-order, Iron Man, some reissued with they have improvements, Black Panther. This year, I talk almost every week when I was doing the live videos about Hot Toys. Hot Toys definitely killed it this year with action figures. They continue to kill it this year. I think they're a great company. They continue to do amazing. What else can we add to the whole thing? As a company, they know what they're doing. The Star Wars stuff, like you can come here with Sideshow, with the direct distributor here in North America. Man, look at all the stuff that they have on pre-order, and the stuff they already have there for sale. Like you have the Boba Fett, you got the Darth Maul, you got the Mandalorian blog that just came out, look amazing too. I got them on the Child Deluxe version. They still have it. I have this one. They already came out with the newer version with the chrome and all that kind of stuff for those who are interested. Look at the figures. You got the Luke Skywalker Snowspeeder palette. Man, I'm telling you, this year they blew everyone. The competition. They did it. They just did it. There was no way anybody can compete with that. You got Luke Skywalker Special Edition. Man, so many figures. And this is just the Star Wars stuff and some stuff that I already have for sale. But like, look at this one, for example. They did that with a RoboCop. Let's see what we have here. Went on pre-order. And I don't know when it's going to come out. Definitely, this is a fantastic figure. I'm going to add this to my collection. They also have the Iron Man stuff. It's Iron Man. There's always going to be an array of Iron Mans, which is always cool. But here you can see some of them. Let's start with the stuff they have. Of course, they always have Iron Mans, but they had released so many different ones. Some not so great, like for example this version with the kind of plastic version thing going on. Not necessarily a fan of that, but believe me, they continue to do amazing with this. The gantry is right there. These are on the wait list, but definitely they're gonna have more when they come out. So this has been the year for Hot Toys. It's been a fantastic year. Continues to be a fantastic year. To me, they're number one. Overall, they have what it takes. They continue to produce quality stuff, and you cannot deny what they do. They don't have any Terminator stuff right now, but let's see what else they got here. So, okay, so this is what is shipping right now. Let's look at the shipping stuff. You can see the Batman stuff. I have this Captain America. It's still boxed in. I haven't unboxed it. But they have the Captain Rex, who looks amazing in my opinion. They have the Spider-Man classic suit, which looks awesome too. Man, I'm telling you, they have a lot of figures, a lot of great figures, like Doc Brown. Yeah, it's just amazing. You know, like whatever you put it, Hot Toys has something for you. They have like the major collections, and they delivering on that. So awesome to see that. Always amazes me to see what this company does. Let's see what else they got here on this other side. Look at that. Really cool. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea of what they're doing, which definitely it's amazing. A lot of stuff already went on the wait list, so but they're doing amazing. You know, Hot Toys did an amazing job, so I definitely think this was a year for them. All right, my friends, time to move. And now let's go into the statues. Again, like we did here, there's 5 companies that I want to choose. 5 companies that, in my opinion, and then of course we go into other companies. So I want to go to I want to talk about number 5 on my list is PCS. PCS, believe me, this year they did such an amazing job. It's unreal. You know what they did this year. Like for example, this piece, which in my opinion is one of the best ever. It's just coming out. People are receiving this piece. In my opinion, one of the best statues of the year. Amazing. This company continues to impress. You know, like you know, this is the great part about the turnaround of PCS, because PCS got to a place where people were constantly criticizing the company because of mismanagement, all of that, and they have turned things around where they are bringing so many killers pieces to the forefront. This company easily could be at the top, but some of the companies also have maintained a good record. But believe me, the stuff that they continue to do so, the stuff they're doing with the, you know, right now with the Killer Instinct, amazing. The Mortal Kombat stuff, the stuff they're doing also with Dynamite Entertainment. For example, here you can see Purgatory. That is good. You know, like for example, they did this one, which out of the left field, which is the Mega Man Zero. You know, they are definitely they put in themselves in places where you're like, what the heck are they trying? You know, they're doing the horror stuff. You know, here you can see this one also. The what is, I forgot the frame, the Aeon Flux, this show, which is, I think, is a fantastic piece. Also the, you know, the WrestleMania stuff. Here you can see this, like you can see this piece. The Spawn statues, so something that they're also going to do. Here it said, fan art. This is a fan art. Okay, but it's in the PCS. We're collectors and comic fans. Okay, so this is fan art. It's the first time I see it. So what are they doing with She Spawn right there? But man, it seems that they're also diving into trying to get some stuff. Look at this, Lady Death. You know, like Street Fighter stuff. This figure too is another one. This statue, Pumpkinhead, that definitely a lot of people love this year. So PCS, you know, right there from Dungeons and Dragons, Tiamat, like that's another great piece. That Black Panther, believe me, this company, it's doing amazing stuff. I think they did fantastic job this year. They continue to do fantastic job. Also this, like this, I like this Ghost Rider 1/6 scale statue. So, you know, I think in my opinion, PCS is a company that definitely it's doing amazing. It's a turnaround this year for them. I think they were already going in that direction, but this year they really have done it to the point that most people are not talking anymore about the old PCS. They're talking about the new PCS. They're talking about stuff, and that is good. I think that is a great turnaround. A lot of people were receiving already the, what is that, the stuff for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These pieces look amazing. So believe me, they doing amazing, and I do believe that this was a great year for PCS, and I think this next year is going to be even better. So in my opinion, PCS deserves the 5th spot as the 5th best company this year. Now let's move on to my number 4 company this year, and I will tell you, I'm gonna use in this case Instagram to kind of get all this. Iron Studios. Iron Studios, in my opinion, this year was a fantastic year for Iron Studios. Iron Studios not only released a lot of amazing stuff, they have such a wide variety. And that's the reason why I put it superior to PCS, is because the variety is larger than PCS. PCS is coming from, bad reputation to good reputation. They're building their reputation because a lot of stuff is still in pre-order. But Iron Studios, the quality of the stuff and the 110, it's really good. They just released this Trap Jaw. They have almost anything for the Masters of the Universe. You can see right there. They have a great following in Brazil. Not only that, they doing the stuff they doing online. They're at the end of the month, they do the video where they release everything, which I think is a clever idea. They do have the popularity. A lot of people love this stuff. They have, for whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, whether it's DC, Wizard of Oz, you can see right there. They're trying with Jurassic Park, like Back to the Future, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avatar, so many things. It's like what they're producing is so vast. And here at Tiamat Battle, which is based, of course, on the animated series and the cartoon, which looks amazing. So I'll tell you, they have done a fantastic job. The Disney stuff, like in this case, the Power Ranger stuff. When it comes about so much of, and the best part of it, the interesting part is that not only they're producing a lot of stuff, they're producing quality stuff for a more affordable price tag, in the sense that, you have 110, which is affordable. They go some 16, they have a couple quarter scale stuff. But for the most part, they're doing something for everyone. There's an excitement that surrounds what they're doing. So to me, and they already showcased some of the stuff that they're going to do. Like, for example, this Senseiya stuff that they're working on, which in my opinion is going to be amazing. Definitely, they are exciting people with this stuff here. You can see the Pinocchio stuff, the Gentle Giant. So look at all this stuff that they have released. That She-Ra looks amazing, great pose. It's amazing, and it's so well done, so unique in style. And I'm telling you, this company for me has been really a fun thing to watch this year, and continues to be fun to watch. And I believe that there's gonna be 2023 is gonna be even funner to watch, to see more of this stuff, the Mortal Kombat stuff they have. They have something for everyone, and I think that is exciting. There's some sense of joy that surrounds them. Hey Batman, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, in this case, Iron Studios has been killing it. So for me, this company continue to excite, even though I'm not a 110 collector. I do have 110 statues. I'm not a 110 collector, but it's exciting to see a company that brings excitement, and that it's actually creating something around it, that there is a following, and they're building collections. They're not just creating one piece here and there. They're building collections. And that's what people want, because at the end of the day, this is a market for collectors. Collectors want to have it all. They want to have, at least if they love a franchise, they want to continue building that franchise. And I think Iron Studios understands that mindset of the collector. So they bring in characters. They're bringing your character. Like if they do a Master of the Universe, they're bringing the whole collection of Master of the Universe, and they're completing those collections. To me, that's good. Lord of the Rings stuff, they're doing it. So, there's so much. To me, this company, it's enticing to watch. And for me, that's the reason why I think takes the 4th spot on my list. Now, the 3rd on my list, the company that to me really, not only, they don't have as much as Iron Studios, I will tell you that. But what they do have, what they have to offer, they're doing it in a way that to me it's amazing, and they bring in a quality to something at a very affordable price, and you get in a premium piece. And that is Twitterhead. For me, Twitterhead is the number 3, the 3rd on in this spot, because it is amazing what they have done this year. They haven't released as much, but what they released this year, for example, here you can see on this picture, they released such an amazing array of pieces, stuff that they produced this year. Like that He-Man on Battle Cat, it's amazing. It is amazing. No, the Aquaman looks amazing. Wonder Woman, which is actually pushed for next year to come out, already pay for. You have the variant for Poison Ivy. I have the regular this year. This Joker looks amazing. I feel bad that I didn't get to pre-order it, kind of me, but I didn't want because they space. At the same time, I don't know, so I kind of skip it, but I've been having second thoughts about it. I will tell you that it's a great Joker. Fantastic, huge piece. A 1/6 scale is huge. They have the quarter scale version. You also have this Harley Quinn, looks amazing. I've seen some of the final pieces. You got also the, we have the Tila. There's a variant of the Tila, the Skeletor, the quarter scale stuff with the Master of the Universe. In this case, the Superman that just came out, I love it. The paint job could have been better, but still the sculpt is amazing for the price. So I'm telling you, for me, Twitterhead, it's a company that excites. Not with that much stuff, but whatever they have done to the best quality and an amazing price point. Fantastic stuff. Of course, some people may disagree about certain things. Some quality control might be the issue for some and others, but believe me, this company is doing amazing stuff in a more concise, compact number in comparison to Iron Studios, but it's definitely doing it, and it's doing it great. Let me read some of the comments here. I have some Mortal Kombat, He-Man, and Peaky Blinders and Marvel pieces from Iron Studios. Twitterhead has similar He-Man and Battle Cat with Skeletor and his cat. Yes. So I will tell you, to me, it's like I just enjoying this, and definitely I think this company, and particularly I've seen some of the reviews with this, particularly this Joker, in my opinion, is one of the best pieces of the year. Twitterhead is doing a all right. Seems that we lost connection once again. All right, it seems that we're back. I don't know. Something's going on with the internet today. It's acting up a little bit, so much for that. In any case, we're back. So we see this. We see that that Tila. I like that Tila. I think that Tila is amazing. I wish I was collecting that collection, particularly the 1/6. We got this. I pre-ordered this one, waiting for that to arrive. I got the classic colors. Also, I didn't pre-order this one, the Black Adam, but I seen some of the pieces, some people reviewing theirs, and it looks really good. Man, I'm telling you, this year it was a fantastic year for me, in my opinion, for them, with what they did. They didn't do as much, but whatever they did was done fantastically. And to me, is the quality and the potential of this company to excite. I think definitely was an exciting company that was showcasing stuff at the different cons that there were. There were many cons. PowerCon, there were Sideshow Con, there were San Diego Comic Con, so New York Comic Con, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So they were everywhere, and definitely they were showcasing their stuff, and really cool. Here you can see some pictures of this Tila. I added this, and I love this piece. I think it's fantastic. I got my copy. I love it. It's really cool. You can see. Definitely, they have done a fantastic job. Here you can see the Flash that was showcased. I got this color. Although this also monocle looks good. We'll see when it comes out how they both look in comparison. We'll see. But it's been a fantastic year. So I will say, I'm waiting for Twitterhead, Sorceress, and Evil Illin. Yeah. Yeah, I have to pump the brakes. I must pick up the Mortal Kombat and Moto lines. Yeah, I'm telling you, to me too. That's the thing. I have so much stuff that, I have to really pump the brakes in the end, because I couldn't just continue on. But yeah, to me, that is the company that definitely the third spot, Twitterhead, that was there. Now, I will tell you, the second place. Now we're going up in the line. The second place for me, the other company that excites me a lot, Queen Studios Collectibles. I think Queen Studios deserves the second spot this year. Queen Studios, I think, did an amazing job. It went from nothing to out of nowhere, just pump so much stuff this year with their quarter scale statues, with their Marvel stuff, with their DC stuff, with their, with this kid, the life-size Buzz. They did such an amazing job. This Hulk statues are amazing. Queen Studios definitely is taking no prisoners. This bus, like for example, here you can see that bus right there. Huge. The Jurassic Park stuff that they announced. It's such an amazing year for this company. They're doing so many different things, so many things like this, like Black Adam on the throne. Amazing. This company is taking no prisoners. They're also taking, they're doing stuff with the figures, but on the statue side, Queen Studio definitely did such an amazing job. This life-size bus that they're doing, like this store, the Avengers stuff, it's the Optimus Prime stuff, they just killed it. They are continuing to kill it with the stuff they're producing. I love what they announced, this Saint Seiya Shiryu statue, 1/6 scale statue, which in my opinion, it's amazing. I love the stuff. So they have something for almost everyone, like you can see right here. And the statues, it's just amazing. This company has a lot of potential, continues to grow. But this year they amped up, and they were in every event that they were in Asia, like the WonderCon over there, or the WinterCon, all the different cons that they have in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and China. Man, they were just like they were the showstoppers. They were the ones bringing so much stuff and so much joy to people there. Believe me, this company has a lot to offer, and they have so many great statues, so much potential, so many things. It's amazing. I have nothing else really to say more than this company blew my mind this year, and I think that if they continue with the same train, they can be at the top next year. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Quizzers are running the bus game. I was gonna get the Baroque bus until I saw Prime 1, Lord of the Rings Gandalf. Yeah. And this brings me to number 1 this year. The company, Queen Studios, is definitely up there. It's definitely up there. It's really knocking at the door of number 1. But number 1, the indisputable number 1, in my opinion, this year was Prime 1 Studio. Prime 1 Studio, again, is number 1 statue company of the year because they had so much stuff they showcased this year. There was so much stuff they showcased. I didn't get the chance to watch the second presentation. I may get the chance to watch the recording and watch it. I didn't watch it. I was sick that week. I'm still trying to recover from my sickness. But man, everything that they released this year, not only because they released so much of the Hellblazer pieces, which some people dislike the fact that it's a quarter scale. Although here, they decide ultimately to do a 1/3 scale. They listened to some of the complaints people were having, which I think in the end is good. Because people say, well, why is it that you cannot bring? So they bring in something for everyone, which is good. They listen in the end. But they got Chainsaw Man, Fairy Tail. They had so much stuff for everything you can think of. They had it. And they had like this Batman on throne. They had the Dark Knight's Metal stuff. They got this statue that in my opinion is the best Nathan Drake statue that we have seen. We have seen these dioramas with Jurassic Park. Man, I'm telling you, there's nothing that Prime 1 Studio has in showcase this year that was not amazing. I think everything they showcased it blew everybody's minds. And I think continues to do so. As a company, they're unafraid. They're doing what they're doing. They continue to pump these collections. They continue to get into these projects with different artists, which I think is the way to go. And they have built this reputation as the number 1. And they have taken no prisoners with that. And I think that's what's make Prime 1 Studio, in my opinion, the best company of the year. And not only the presentations, the last presentation I didn't watch, of course, but the previous one, top class. This is the way you do a presentation. They continue to do it in a way that is so professional, so good. It's straight to the point. They amp their pieces and they do a fantastic job doing so. Like all this Nemesis stuff, all the, Jill Valentine looks amazing. That is a nice piece. There's so much, man. I'm telling you, this year they did so much. I'm making some menudo right now while listening. Man, when I finish this, I'm so sick that I'm just going to go make some soup. I already have something. I'm going to make some pork soup, like, I don't know, make something with vegetables, whatever, because my wife is not so good. My daughter still was sick a little bit too, and I'm going to invite her to come over. That's what we're going to eat tonight. But I'm telling you, it's so good what this company has done this year. It blows my mind. Prime 1 Studio, it's at the top. There's for another company to get close. Queen Studios is knocking at the door, but doesn't have the same volume yet as Prime 1 Studio. they can if they really want to and they really push forward to it. But Prime One, it really has put themselves at the top of the chain, the food chain, and no other company comes close. Now, I will tell you, like the runner-ups, companies that I thought this year had a great year. And on the statue game, for example, I will tell you, a company that, in my opinion, of course, didn't make it to the top, but I think had a fantastic year, and I think is doing what actually PCS was able to do, which was put themselves back in good standing with a lot of collectors. Was, I think, Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya is building reputation once again. Of course, primarily with their stuff that they're doing. Of course, they do a lot of stuff, the PVC stuff. That's something that they have done for years. They have a game, but I think they trying to get back on the resin stuff. And they have done that, of course, with the Kucharik brothers, the K-Bros. I like this Batman, for example, that was announced, PVC stuff based on Neil Adams' art. That is a really nice touch. It seems like a comeback to the Artifacts collection, which I think they should go back to it and start going to it. I think they did a fantastic job on that end. I think there's nothing that I can say that PCS says they didn't do good, but I think what really surprised me the most this year is some of the pieces, and I reviewed some, of course, some of the stuff that I got this year. I got the Iron Man, the Avengers. This is the stuff that is coming out next year, very soon. We're gonna have this piece, which is expensive, but I think the quality is gonna be up there, and it looks really good. I think the one that I have seen some reviews, people talking about it. Yeah, even though it's expensive, this cable looks amazing. By the Kucharik brothers, the K-Bros. I think they're bringing back some of that excitement that we had back then, years ago, with Eric Sosa. So I think the potential is there for, if they continue on that. I think the only problem that affects Kotobukiya is the fact that the number of resin statues they produce is not as large. But the potential is there. I wasn't crazy about that Thor statue right there. But you know, the potential is there. And hopefully they listen, and hopefully they continue on, and hopefully the K-Bros are able to pull more statues. They saw projects that they have also in projects a Ghost Rider. So there's a few things, but definitely the statues that were released that I was able to get from them this year, like the Thor statue, the Iron Man statue, Captain America, I think was last year. I think they have been surprising. Magneto came out this year. I haven't added to my collection yet. I want to add that Magneto probably this year. I'm gonna add it in the next couple of months. Looks, the quality is up there, you know. So I think they have done a fantastic job bringing themselves out of that concept or idea most people have, that they always have low quality paint jobs, particularly when we're talking about resin statues. But I think the potential is there. Still have way to go, but I think Kotobukiya is working in that direction. Another company that inspired me this year that I did a fantastic job, I think, is J&D Studios Collectibles. It's another company that has done a fantastic job this year. They just released a Superman. It didn't put it at the top because, of course, J&D works with a niche market, and they don't release that many statues, not yet. But whatever they have released has been really fantastic, minus some imperfections here and there and complaints. But people are loving the stuff they're producing. I think J&D is a company that is building a reputation. This Korean company has a lot to grow, but what they do good. And definitely they have a niche market. They produce a very lifelike quality of the stuff based on movies. And I think there's so much room for them to improve, but also they produce the stuff with the best quality. Even this Mare statue looks amazing. I have no problem with the actress. So it looks good. So the potential is there. J&D definitely. There's another company that we need to pay attention to next year. Definitely was up there. A company that I didn't skip, and I was kind of divided. I'm not including here, but you have to mention. I don't think it was as exciting. Was XM Studios. And not because XM Studios doesn't produce amazing stuff, because XM Studios did amazing job. Like, for example, this piece that went on pre-order, of course, this Maestro statue. They have so many great things. But I think the problem with XM Studio has been the fact that XM Studios has done so much great quality stuff that at this point we don't get excited anymore with the stuff that XM produces, because they're standard now. They are a standard in the industry. And because they are a standard in the industry, have become a standardized as the same as Sideshow Collectibles, they have so much stuff they release. But, you know, people, they whatever they get, you can expect. I think the problem with the XM Studios was in some of the portraits, you know, the quality is good, but some of the portraits, some of the stuff wasn't as impressive for some people. Some people were not as satisfied with some of the portraits and some of the sculpts. But overall, the quality is up there. I think the Samurai line continues to be perhaps the best line that they have. And they did stuff with legendary beasts, with like this Hulk statues, which are amazing. So I think XM Studios wasn't as exciting this year per se, but they released so much stuff that it's undeniable that the company deserves to be a spot. I just wish that they keep pushing more on the 1/6 scale. I think this year XM has so much, and I think they've been making changes also on the social media aspect so they can reach out more. So we're gonna see, I think, a more involved XM Studios, or at least more open. They know their market. They're not for everyone. They're just for a niche group that can afford these prices. But I think, it's exciting to see a company that has done really amazing job. Like, for example, this. And some statues I definitely would love to see in 1/6 scale at some point. Like, for example, this Green Lantern Rainer right there. It would be awesome to see, to see all this. But only time can tell. So definitely XM is one company. Another company that definitely, it suffer the same aspect of, in this case, XM, I think, is Sideshow Collectibles. Sideshow Collectibles is always Sideshow. And they have like so many pre-orders this year. They also sell for so many other companies, which also kind of deters a little bit of the expectation of Sideshow. They have so many great things, and price-wise, they still are standardized, so you know what to expect. I think Sideshow did a good job as always, and but like, for example, this Captain America came out this year. I think it's a fantastic statue. It's a phenomenal statue. Also, the Darth Vader that they did. The Mythos Darth Vader that they did with the Kucharik brothers, that is also another amazing piece. So they had a good number of pieces. They had some good stuff this year, in collaboration with other companies. So to be honest with you, you cannot blame them for that. They know what they're doing. There's a lot of pre-orders. And they continue to sell, and they continue to do, like, also, like, for example, we got this Nightcrawler, which I think is fantastic. So they got some stuff. The Batman statue, the Dark Knight Returns Batman, I think that's a fantastic statue. So they did a lot of stuff. But because they're so standardized as a company, we already expect for them to be that type of quality. They offer that quality. So I think there's no more excitement in comparison to other companies because they're not bringing anything new. So it's already expected. The same thing I think with XM is suffering the same thing now, because at some point I feel that XM and Sideshow are at the same level. I would say XM is better quality, of course, but I think that they are the same level of expectation. People already know what they go for. They already know what to expect from these companies. So, but they're still exciting, I think, on the statue side. Another company that, in my opinion, did fantastic. There's so many companies that I can talk about. And I will tell you, like, for example, every time I go to Spec Fiction is a distributor, but there's so many companies that Spec Fiction was distributing this year. So many companies, whether it's PG Studio, whether it's Sume Art, whether there is, you name it. They technically, in this case, for example, right there, Jimmy Palace work. So many companies in Asia, so many companies that done an amazing job, and they continue. There's so much stuff particularly with the anime stuff in Asia, that these companies, Oniri Creations, I'm telling you, these companies are doing amazing stuff. And it's awesome to see. Like, for example, this one right here, this is Bulma. This is, what is this again? I forgot. The company that's Jimmy Palace work. This is Jimmy Palace work, 1/6 scale statue. So I'm telling you, these companies are doing amazing. Like this one here, I don't know if this is PG Studio. This is Tarexva, which is also connected with PG Studio. So there's so many of these Asian companies. Believe me, it's amazing. I love to come here to look at this stuff. Companies like Weta Workshop also did an amazing job this year. You cannot deny what Weta continues to do as a company. I don't think they put themselves at the top, unfortunately, but Weta did an amazing job. There's a couple releases this year, particularly with their diorama sets, which are amazing. I think that is where definitely Weta Workshop does amazing work. Some releases, like, they're amazing particularly in the most expensive series that they have to offer. So definitely Weta Workshop did an amazing job. What other company can I say? Sume Art, for example. Sume did amazing this year. You name it. I think every company had something to offer. Sumer love this stuff. I think they have more variety. That's one of the reasons why I can consider them perhaps above some other companies. They're doing a lot of the 1/6 scale stuff, but they also did they did all the different anime lines, but also they did what is that, the Joker that they went on pre-order. This Trunks Time Machine, amazing looking, I'm telling you, that is amazing looking. But also this Joker that went on pre-order, amazing as well. That, you know, this company is definitely really doing some amazing work, and I love Usume art. And ultimately on the statue side, let me see another company that I will tell you that I personally trying to think other companies that I found really, really good. I just doesn't come to mind. But definitely on the statue side, these companies all did a fantastic work. You know, companies like Chronicle Collectibles, man, you name it. You know, like the statue world was like bombarded with so many of these companies. Now, I will tell you, I kind of skipped that on the figures. On the figure side, there were companies that really surprised me a lot. You know, like I will tell you, for example, and I didn't mention this when I was doing the reviews of the best statue or the best figure, action figure companies. I will tell you, X06, amazing what they did this year. They have so much stuff going on right now. Of course, they concentrate on the Star Trek, but they do such amazing work with the Star Trek. Here you can see. So they bring in so many of these figures, man, and they doing such an amazing job. I love, I did pre-order 7 of 9, which I think is going to be a very unique figure. But this year they did an amazing job. The releases were good. I think you have to keep paying attention to this small company that definitely doesn't have the same pool as Hot Toys, but what they do well. Another company that I would say, of course, we talk about Queen Studios, but I will tell you, Queen Studios in art, they did a fantastic job this year. I didn't mention this one, the statues, but the in art stuff, I think they're growing with their figures. They did the prices up there, but like when you're looking at the stuff that they're releasing for the figures, the price like they did with this Batman figure, these are amazing figures, and the likeness is so good. The tailoring is amazing for these figures. They definitely doing an amazing job with this one. This Pattinson looks amazing. That's just the one with the, you know, with that suit, but also you can get the one just with this regular suit, with the Batman suit, which is this figure. They're looking really, really good. This figure looks amazing. And here you can see it comes with their bases. Definitely this is a whole package. Definitely when this one comes out, I'm definitely gonna grab it. I like this one. But the figures, whether you can see this one also, they have the statue this Queen Studios produced, but also they produce the figure. Look at that. Oh, that's the 1/3 scale statue, but they also have the figure. And I think one of the best figures, the figure that a lot of people fell like in love right away. Of course, they got this one right here. The Gandalf 1/6 looks amazing. Rooted hair and all that. Beautiful figure. So definitely, this is a company that, in art, it's another company that I think has the potential. Another company that definitely, as I mentioned here with Mondo, earlier I mentioned that I just received the Mondo. Mondo definitely, they had a lot of great figures this year. Definitely Mondo, like for example, we got the announcement this year of this, which is next year we're gonna see a lot of these figures, which I'm looking forward to it. I think our Magneto already went on pre-order. I didn't pre-order, but that tells you what Mondo is doing with figures. Also, they get into the statue game more and more. As I mentioned early, I think the piece that I like the most, or the figure that I was anticipating, of course, is this one. For those who were early on, this one that just came out on pre-order. The exclusive version of He-Man Masters 1/6. I love this one. I think Mondo's doing amazing work. If they continue building this collection, I think there's a lot of great potential there. Okay, where am I at? I pressed the wrong thing. Okay. So, all right. So we do this part. Yeah, I think that's another company that is doing that. Another company that I will tell you this year has a lot of great things that definitely didn't make it to the top 5, but Super 7 continue to. I don't know what the heck happened with Super 7 right there, but okay. Oh, okay. So that's Super 7. Oh, okay. So I went to the story. That's where it is. All right. Super 7 did a fantastic job. I think what they continue to do, they had a lot of pre-order stuff still on pre-order. A lot of their figures, particularly, I think the stuff that I like on the Ultimates version. They keep releasing stuff for Thundercats. There were a lot of releases this year. They also doing stuff for Conan and this Ultimates. The Robin Hood stuff, the Disney stuff didn't get many good reviews, unfortunately. But Super 7, continues to do what they do. Like they got they did a lot of stuff with the Simpsons. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's coming next year. So they didn't make it to the top, but I think Super 7 had a fantastic year with the stuff that we're releasing. Other stuff like the Silverhawks, which I'm excited for next year. So there is potential for them next year to really make it up there. Only time can tell, but Super 7 definitely had a good year. Not the best of years, but a good year. And I think they have a lot of stuff that they're still working on. They had all these little reaction figures with the G.I. Joe that I've seen a lot on Target, and they're pretty cool. I found them very pricey though for what it is, but they're very cool for display. So Super 7 can be considered right there. Another company, and I will tell you another company that really surprised me this year in action figures, and I'm gonna consider here more like collectible and through the action figures, is definitely Lego. Lego did a fantastic year with a lot of the special collections they have. I got the this year the Optimus Prime that I haven't put together. I ordered directly from them. I was at Walmart the other day, and I saw they already have it at Walmart as well. So for those who miss out directly from the website, you can go there. But they have a lot of special stuff for Star Wars and from other collections. You can build. You can get all these builds and they get all this stuff, which is exciting to see Lego again really getting that momentum. And there were so many great things and some great sets that I saw that I've been seeing around in this at the store. So always, for those who love Lego stuff, you're gonna really enjoy it. Even like this, the Ecto one, really cool, and they had so much stuff, man. I think that Lego continues to build a great reputation. So I would say, good to know. All right, let me read some of the notes because I think I missed some of the stuff here. It says, let's see. Agree Prime 1 has some crazy stuff coming out. They're coming soon. Their coming soon list is pretty long. Yeah, it is too long. You gotta have to be very choosy. You cannot just collect it all unless you're a multi-billionaire. Batman, yeah, love Coda 17 Star Wars BB line, which they focus on their 110 line. Yeah, I think so too. I think the problem with the Coda has always been to be in too many different places, but hopefully this year they concentrate. They do a much better work and concentrate on some of the stuff they need to. All right, XM didn't impress me as much this year. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of their 1/6 DC line. Yeah, no, Batman, I know that you like the 1/6, and I think that is the part where I feel that XM kind of lacks a little bit because I think they concentrate so much on the quarter scale. They had missed the opportunity on the 1/6 because the 1/6, and that is where I would say Twitterhead has caught my attention. I think Twitter has done a much better job in tackling the 1/6 collection and exciting people. I feel that XM has the potential to do so. Are they going to do it? Who knows? But they do have potential. And this year, I feel that there were a couple of sections that they released that they were doing the version of the 1/4 scale and then the 1/6 scale. But the 1/6 scale version lacked pieces, so it didn't have all the switch out parts. And they were saying that it's because they wanted to save on cost. To me, that was kind of dumb to do it that way. Because if you're reducing the size, then definitely you can actually amp the price a little more. Because I know it's going to be almost relative the price of a quarter scale 1/6. I'm okay with the pricing point. But I wish to have, as a 1/6, to have the same number of switch outs as the same as a quarter scale. I feel that on that XM was good stuff, but it wasn't exciting stuff, or at least something that made me think, oh, it blew in my mind. That is definitely something that I feel that they lack a bit, so only time can tell. So I think we're having some issues right now with some of the. Okay, so it seems like it's going up and down some of the frames. So my apologies if that's the case. Let me maybe stop the music for a little bit. Maybe that can help a little bit with the frame. Maybe so much stuff going on right now. All right, so I stop with that. Maybe it can help with the frame. It is the last day of the year, and a lot of people are home, so I'm sure that a lot of people are using the internet, and that makes it even harder. Now, I said, I guess something didn't impress Michael Mitchell. I love Weta's work. I do love, and there was a few things that Weta did this year that impressed me. Like, what's that? Bilbo Baggins, the cold diorama when he on his desk. It's amazing. I saw also the Baggins, the whole diorama they did with the lighting, something amazing looking diorama, huge. They did amazing dioramas. I got some XO6 figures and some on pre-order. Yeah, I think 709 is gonna be my first figure XO6, but I have loved so far everything that I've seen. I follow them on social media, the owner there, and he's constantly sharing information. I love the Star Trek. I did order the from Takara Tomiya. Ordered the Enterprise from the original film. It's coming out next year. I ordered that. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm looking forward to that. And definitely maybe get some figures to go alongside it just for display purpose. Lego, yeah, I love Lego, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting back into the Lego stuff, into the Lego game. So it's been a fantastic year. I think overall, there's so much stuff that we can be thankful. Particularly, I've gathered as much stuff as I can with some statues, not everything. Figures, I have a lot of figures. It's been a fantastic year, and I'm sorry. And even though it's been a fantastic year, definitely there is. Let me look at some information here. IJP, Merry Christmas, and thank you, Agent 37. How you doing, my friend? New Year, everyone. What do you think of Mondo New Deluxe He-Man? Well, I have it right here. I like it. I haven't opened it. So I don't know yet. It is heavy. So far, for what I can see from the window, it looks great. I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna do. I might review it, but it seemed good. So far, everything seemed good. When I open it and I play with it, I'll let you know. But man, it looks really, it looks good. Looks good. So we'll see. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Love the art too. The art box and stuff. So what do I think? I don't know for sure. I think the best part of this deluxe version, I don't know that there was another regular version that went out, but what I like about the deluxe is because it comes with all the different switch out parts. At the same time, I understand some people say they'd rather have different figures with different parts, which I totally get it. Like one version for this, one version for that, one version for that. You can go that route too. But so far, I do like everything combined. But yeah, man, I'm looking at the figure, and for what I see, the paint job looks decent. The paint job looks on point. I don't see imperfections anywhere. It looks really well done. It's not super heavy. It's a figure, of course, but we'll find out. We'll find out more when I get that. Yeah, no problem, Agent. We'll find out when it's when I open it. We'll find out. But so far it looks good. So if you order it, man, believe me, I think you're gonna be happy with it. You're gonna be happy. I didn't pre-order Battle Cat. I skip it. I thought about it. Ultimately I didn't. I'm sure for perhaps they come up with a regular version at some point. I'll just get that if I get the chance. But as you know, I want to get the Twitter head statue, which is a 1/6 statue as well. There's gonna be too much space for me to have the same thing. So maybe just stick with the figure just for that. Although, as you know, I love Master of the Universe, so I have a lot of Master of the Universe, just origin stuff. I got the classic stuff. So okay, it seems that we're back and forth and reconnecting, disconnecting. I think it's just definitely not the greatest experience. So I'm gonna try to close maybe a few windows here. All right. Okay. Closing some windows. Making sure. Making sure that I don't have any excess of Okay, I'm trying to close some of the stuff that I have here. Maybe that can help us a little bit so we can end this. All right, so I'm just closing some of the programs that are running in my computer. Maybe they're running and they're slow in the system. Any case, we just closed some of the stuff. Cool. We're back. We're back. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. It's been a tremendous year for me. I would say blessing. You can see a little chubby. I think I've gained a little weight lately. I've been sick, so it's been tough too. You know, I'm not gonna deny it. It's been good in the sense that God has been good, faithful as always. My job has been good. I'm back to work, which is amazing. And this year financially was really a good year, and I was able to gather as much of as possible financially, like a lot of things that I collected. You know, it's been a good year. I ain't gonna deny it. It's been a year where I'm able to do a lot more, less, of course, on the content on the videos, which is disappointing. I wish I can go back to do more videos, but I've been taking my break from it and trying to get more back on my health. Yeah, and I will say, like, for example, like last year, you know, there were so much stuff that you look at this stuff, you know, you look at the things of your life, you look at the things that you do, you look at the good and the bad, you look at the different things that you deal with, you look at the you know, the challenges. And I would say that even though there's been plenty challenges in my life, I think the most important thing has been that the Lord has been good, you know, and there's blessings. This year has been a year also of a lot of losses, you know. Unfortunately, around the world, there's a lot of things where I feel that, you know, there's a lot of sadness. You know, a lot of people have passed away, unfortunately, and a lot of, you know, I seen people who have passed away from, you know, like when you look at this stuff, like recently, I'm going to the list of people who passed away just to give you an idea. Pelé, you know, the great soccer player, the superstar, the GOAT of the game, just passed away a few days ago. Who was a star? Definitely, that is, you know, he was up in age already, but you know, he was a star. Yeah, to me, he was the real GOAT. Queen Elizabeth passed away this year. That's you know, even though I don't care much and I don't care for the monarchy, at the same time, it was a person that it was inspiring and a person that was so important in history. Like, you always knew that Queen Elizabeth was there for some reason. You know, she was involved, you know, as the Queen of England for so many years. There's some of the most challenging moments for England as well, and the history of the world. We have people like Angela Lansbury, who passed away recently. If you're a fan of Murder, She Wrote, I never cared much about Murder, She Wrote until I got married, and my wife loved Murder, She Wrote. So we watched that show like crazy. So I've been a fan of Murder, She Wrote like for the last 20-some years. Barbara Walters just passed away, I think, yesterday or the day before. Amazing, you know, like I feel like you get old, people start dying, unfortunately. I think this year, one of the biggest losses was Kevin Conroy. That was a big loss. To me, he was the Batman, the voice, the only Batman that I care about. And his passing was definitely heartfelt. Jason David Frank, for those who love the Power Rangers. I was never really a big fan of Power Rangers. I know a lot of people, I have to mention it because, you know, he wasn't that old. He was younger than I. But his passing and I think suicide, which really tells the story that a lot of people suffer from mental illness, from depression, all that, which is sad. You know, he was beloved by a lot of people, even though he wasn't beloved by me because I wasn't crazy about it. But of course, I remember watching the show when he was the Green Ranger and then the White Ranger. So definitely that's something that made a lot of people sad. Bob Saget passed away this year too. Ray Liotta. And just to name a few, there were so many actors and actresses who passed away that had left a mark in the industry for sure. A lot of people. Now, the people that really, in the comics world and the artist world, you know, you're looking at Neil Adams passed away this year, who to me is always going to be remembered, one of the best. his Batman was the best. Looking at George Perez, who passed away too. George Perez, to me, one of the best artists ever. A real down to earth guy that knew what to do, how to love the people, and the people love him back. He understood that very, very well. So George Perez passed away. Carlos Pacheco, who passed away a few months back, another great Spanish artist who was an inspiration, did an amazing work for years. He was beloved in Spain. Tim Sale, who has done amazing work. Amazing work. Tim Sale, his passing also heartfelt. Tom Palmer, another one. Alan Grant, also another great artist. Tom Palmer, great writer. Alan Grant, who remember for the stuff we did with Judge Dredd and stuff like that. And also Kim Jong-gi, for those who don't know the art of Kim Jong-gi, an artist that he did his own art, from memory, beloved by a lot of people, only 42, 43 got a heart attack, and that is just a few, all the artists that passed away, many artists passed away. And it's sad, but I think, even though all these passings were heartfelt, I think the biggest heart passings for me, and this year, that put things a little in perspective, of course, early in the year, my pastor at that moment of the church that I'm still attending, passed away after battling for 4.5 years with cancer. That was heartfelt. He was a friend, I respect. I love his family, and that was heartfelt for me. But I think the worst passing for me was a few months back, as I mentioned, my spiritual father, who was my father. I love him sometimes even more than I want real dad, because he was there with me when he was young. He was the person that guided me when I needed in my life when I was very young, and also the person that helped me to develop into the man that I am today. I met my wife through him. He was the one that married us. He's the one that presented our child to the Lord. He's the one that was there in my first steps into ministry. He passed away also colon cancer. And I didn't know until recently, a few months back, that's when I got the notice, because they kept it quiet. So I did get the chance to visit him, even though I wanted to. He was not in the condition to get guests and stuff like that. So I didn't get the chance until, of course, he passed away. And to me, that was really sad. That was of the people that passed this year, they impacted my life. I think he was the one that impacted the most. I went that weekend after Thanksgiving. We went to visit there on the funeral. We stayed a couple days, 2 days, with the family. He was a veteran, so we went to the National Cemetery. We did all kinds of sort of things, spent time with the family, special service. I was given the opportunity to say some words at the National Cemetery. So to me, that was it was sad, and I'm sharing this a little bit here. Whoever it may touch or it may help, it impacted me. Because I've been dealing and struggling a lot with what I want to do with this channel, what I want to do with my life moving forward. And to me, that was like I felt that was the thing that killed it for me. Like, to think, what is next? What's important? What's mattered? I feel that in many ways, I left him down in some way, because, we didn't communicate for so long. I moved out or moved back I moved with him, or we moved together close at the same time. We were working together for years. 13 years ago, I decided to leave ministry, and I left where I was living, and we haven't communicated as much for 13 years. A few times we talk on the phone, but not as much. And we was always the invitation to come to visit, and I had promises that I will go with him. So some missionary trips, things like that. We never really pan out. I was involved with my life and busy with all the things, with my job and family and all that. I didn't get the opportunity to say goodbye. So to me, that has been something that I'm dealing with right now. And it's been a little bit difficult to deal with. Just to think about it. So it really brings everything into perspective for me, what's next in my life. And also life is precious, and you don't have the guarantee of tomorrow. So what you do with your life today has, meaning, if you do the right thing. I think he impacted my life. He left a legacy for me and for all the people in his family, his sons, his children, his grandchildren, who had plenty of them. But important is how we do what we do with our time, what is allotted to us. That is the thing that I'm dealing with. What is it that I'm doing with my life? What I have right now. So this is what I'm dealing with. I want to make every minute count of my life. So I don't know what 2023 is going to be. I wish I could do more here. I wish I have the time to do and talk about all these things. But at the same time, I feel that sometimes I become jaded. It's easy to become jaded in an environment where everything is material things. A new thing, there's always going to be a new statue. There's always going to be a new action figure, a new company, a new kid on the block that is doing something different. But is that everything? You know, that is the purpose of my life. You know, that's what I'm trying to define myself. Do I want to live an impact that matters? Which means that what I do matters. And I know what I do here matters to a lot of people, in the sense that a lot of people love to listen to my conversation, it's entertainment, all of that. But I want to do more than just entertainment. I want to be able to bless people's lives and be of impact that makes a life change for people to change in their moments of need. So I don't know what is it that the future will be. I don't know what the future will be for this channel, for my other channels. It's definitely a crossroads. That's true, my friend. Life is so precious, and we have to appreciate it, you know. And I feel that is where I'm at right now. You know, that is where I'm at right now. It's like, I want to appreciate my life. I want to appreciate the people around me. I want to have time for them. I feel that in some ways I have skipped so many opportunities to dedicate more time to the people that I love or the people that I care about, just for just doing the things that I want to do. And to be honest, I don't want to be selfish like that anymore. I feel that I've been selfish enough. I still want to produce content, but I want to make every content count. I want to make these videos not about just, hey, I have $20,000 in pre-orders, or, you know, look at my new statue. I don't want to brag about those things. I want to. I just want to be able to be a friend. Thank you, Late Night Trip. I want to be a friend. I want to be able to love people. I want to be able to be sincere and honest. And that people, they can see me, and also they see themselves. And I want to embolden people for them to be themselves as well. This always been the channel. My channel has always been about me. You know, it's about what I love and what I enjoy, and sharing passion and sharing the things that I love. But I think everything in life is about injecting passion. I think books, movies, it's all about injecting people with passion to do what they love and to be themselves. Because that's something that I've come to realize, that is in reality what, in the end, that is the message of God for humanity. You know, God came to save us free. You know, Jesus came to save us free, to set us free of all their own fear and doubts and stuff like that, and sin and death, but also to set us free of being ourselves, to be yourself, to be honest with yourself, to follow what you love, to make an impact in the world, to make a difference in the world, to love people, to be a good father, to be a good husband, to be a good steward of your gifts and talents. So you have to make it work. You have to make it count. Your time, your life, who you are. I see that so many men, they waste so much time in their hobbies. I say it because I've been one of them for many years. Rather than being a man of impact at home, rather than loving your children, rather than spending more time with your children. Believe me, making videos is time consuming. You can be here hours and hours. Every time I see people that do daily videos, I realize how much sacrifice it goes into it. Particularly when I know they have small children, I feel that they're wasting time. Yeah, you're building a channel, but you're not building a family. And you have to have time to build your family and your children, like spouse, and your relationship with your spouse. So that's what I tell everyone. You know, that's the reason I'm here. I don't make any more videos, because you wanna make the time count. You know, trying to find the time, you know, to spend time with your spouse, to build a relationship, because that relationship needs to be built. You know, go out with your spouse. You know, go out for dinner. You know, take little trips here and there. Weekends off here and there. Weekend getaways. Try to do those things. with your kids, because they grow, and once they grow, they're gone and they forget about you. So take time to spend time with your little kids, loving them, having fun time with them, showing the things that you love, but also embracing what they love, because ultimately every generation is different. There are things that they're gonna love that we're not gonna love. Also trying to understand what they do, instead of always trying to judge the newer generation, thinking that, oh, they're lesser than us, or they're less smarter than us, or less, wiser than us, because they are the truth. That's the truth. They're less wiser than us, but that doesn't mean that they're stupid. They're just smart for their time. So you have to be careful and not falling prey on those things. And statues come and go. You fall in love with some things. I have statues here that I love. At some point, I will fall in love. At some point, I will just fall out of love, and then of course I'll go sell and I get something else, and that's evolution. That's something that happens. But make your life count for the things that matter. So this is my goal this year. 2022 has been an amazing year. I've been able to acquire a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that I still need to open out of the boxes, and these figures need to breathe. Some statues need to breathe, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm able to pre-order that I still on pre-order, and when it gets here, I'll review or I talk about it. But enjoy life. I think it's been a fantastic year. I'm grateful to God. God has been so good to me this year. I had nothing to complain about. We have sad moments, yes. The loss of my spiritual father was one of them, but definitely a reminder that we're still here, and as long as we are alive, we have the opportunity to make a difference for other people. So that's what I want to invite you today. At the end of 2022, is that you look inward in your life and see where can you make a difference for someone, and maybe it's time to take those things that you wanted to do. There are a lot of things that I wanted to do for years and I never got the chance to do. Or I just simply say one day, and it's retake those things. Like this month, I haven't been able to go to the gym, but prior to that, last month, maybe I gained some weight because of that. But I've been going to the gym. It's trying to regain my health back again. And it's been fun. I've been enjoying that time off, time, the opportunity to go and do my presses, do everything, run. It's been fun. It's like I want to regain that, but also there are other areas in my life, like being able to go back to play all video games, start to finish them, for at least finally finish some of these games and go through the stories, going to read books that I've been skipping to read for so long, trying to read more, watching some shows that I haven't watched. Just make everything count. Enjoy life. Life, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. That's what I will tell you today. Just enjoy your life, because there's no guarantee of tomorrow, and you don't know if tomorrow will come. Make a difference today. Have peace with yourself. Love every minute of it, and love your job. Enjoy your job. Embrace the job as it comes. It makes a difference, a world of difference. Like, even sometimes, even like I've started getting to the point where I've come to the drive-thru when I go, get lunch or breakfast or whatever in the morning, and the lines are so long nowadays because of course people don't have enough workers, and I get into the line and I just enjoy the moment. It is what it is. A few more minutes and be nice to the people, bring a smile to their face, say thank you, happy new year, Merry Christmas, whatever. Just make it feel special. I feel that it brings joy to your life, and also make people feel more in tune with things, and I think it changes the atmosphere around you. And I'm doing the same at work, like it's always gonna be the person that is always stressed out, but just do that, and it makes a world of difference. Enjoying the little things, going for walks and just enjoying life, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. You only have one life, and once it's over, it's done. Whatever the outcome of that, whatever the future after that, or the afterlife. I believe in heaven, and also believe that there is hell. Some other people may not believe it, but the thing is this life as we live it right now, it's only once, and there's no turning back. So think about those things. My friend, I want to say thank you very much. I didn't want to sadden you at the end of the year. I just giving you my perspective, the way I'm seeing this new year, the way I see last year and 2023. I hope 2023 to be better. I hope 2023 to be more videos. I hope 2023 to have more ideas. I have ideas in my head, but I don't want those ideas to consume me and take away my air so I can breathe life. Because you have to breathe life. It's your life, and there's so much goodness still in the world, although it's easier to see the bad. You know, you see the wars in the Ukraine, you see this and that, but there's still so much goodness, so much things, so much beauty out there, and it's just waiting to be discovered. And we are those who are, you know, there to discover it. So, my friends, I want to say God bless you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this time that we were, even though we got some lapses with the time. But I want to say thank you very much for your time. These are my favorite. I mentioned my favorite movies of the year, my favorite statues or companies of the year, my favorite TV shows. You can go that. I will have the timestamps for those who are interested in the future. But I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. I want to say Happy New Year. Happy 2023. I hope you're doing fantastic. And I'll see you next year. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.